Okay, I'll be praying to the god of internet that at least this time we're gonna get a good connection. Cause a couple of minutes ago, my internet randomly stopped working, and I think it was a problem on their side. Somehow they fucked up my internet connection, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this live stream, and it's good. It's fine seeing a green bar regarding my stream quality, and I hope it stays that way. The foremost Homestones scholar, welcome, my friend. I know you as fucking Heinrich. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope it will notify you twice that I've started the live stream, because it's really fucked if it's not gonna do that. It's a bit fucked up if it's not gonna do that, I'm gonna tell you that. But we're gonna wait a couple of minutes for people to join in, and let me tell you the plan for today's live stream. So, for today's live stream, it's pretty typical for this beautiful channel of ours. We're gonna have a tier list. We're gonna construct a tier list for all the South Park celebrities, all the nasty ones, all the good ones. We're gonna rank each and every one of those if they are here in this top. I have not made the entries. You know, somebody on the internet made the entries, so I'm just gonna have to rank them. But apart from that, we're gonna maybe do some dubs of South Park the way we did last time. And what else? It's gonna be pretty entertaining. We're just gonna wait for a couple of people to join in. I hope YouTube is actually gonna notify you guys, because if YouTube is not gonna notify you guys that I'm live streaming right now, I'm gonna end it all. And if my live stream crashes right now, I'm gonna end it all. I mean, in GTA San Andreas, of course. But okay, we got 6 people watching. Hello guys, where are you watching from? Just let me know that. You gotta let me know that. Let me show you real quick. So here's the list of celebrities that we are gonna rank today. And if we have some time, we're gonna still do some other rankings. Because we as people, we love ranking stuff. Do you love ranking stuff? I love ranking stuff. I'm watching from Germany, Vermont, US, my college dorm room. You're watching from your college dorm room. That's very nice. Hi Totally, finally caught a stream. Vertigo Red, welcome. It's so nice seeing you here. From Sweden, Xenophobia is watching from Sweden. That's a nice word. From the US, oh my god, I forgot about Snooki, LOL. Snooki's a legend. But somehow I feel that those celebrities are all the celebrities that have been featured in South Park, because the least, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me, to me, it appears to be a little bit small. I thought more celebrities were ripped. Java, get the fuck out of here. I thought more celebrities were ripped on when it comes to South Park. But it is what it is. After we're done with this one, we're probably gonna go and pick the best metal band of all time. It's gonna be a pretty nice one. You guys have always asked me for that, so we're gonna do it today. Probably if the internet is not gonna betray me. And apart from that, we're still gonna do some dubs, you know, some dubs to South Park. Let me show you something very interesting. I have found this application that actually shifts the pitch of your voice. So let me show you. Let me give you a demonstration for a second. All right, where the fuck is it? Set voice changer. All right.
Ski guys, I'm again here. Cartman! You see what I can do? You see, I can also do this.
I can also do this. And it might not sound pleasant to your ears, but I can also do this. And right now, I'm gonna drink some fucking water. Okay, so for those that are gonna join in, I'm gonna clear the effect
for now. You get the idea. Good music is good writes that Robert Smith is the GOAT. He defeated Mecha Streisand. Right. I remember. Is it bad that I can't speak German, but I live in Germany? You'll get there. If you lived in Germany for like 30 years and you don't speak any bit of German, it's quite bad. But if you're there, if you just moved there a couple of years ago and you don't speak German, it's all right. Or if you work in an international company where you're just isolated with people that speak English and you speak English at home and stuff like that, it would be nice for you to integrate. But if that's the case, if you're still learning, If you're learning and it's difficult for you, nobody's blaming. But if you're not learning, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna find you, and I don't know what I'm gonna do to you. Honestly, I don't want to do to you nothing anymore. Sing a chef song with the bass. With the bass, sing a chef song. Wait. Where the fuck was it?
I'm gonna make love to you, woman. I'm gonna lay you down by the fire and caress your womanly body. On the day now, be on the bio. All right.
That's enough. Kanye is the best. Who gave this Moldova so much power? I have earned my fucking power. By the way, it's midnight. Here where I live, it's midnight right now. How late is it for you, ladies and gentlemen? Right now, I think it's better for my US viewers because it's midday for you, right? It's a little bit, bad for 5 p.m. for Vertigo. It's a little bit worse for my European viewers because they're gonna go to sleep. It's 5 for me, 5 p.m. for the foremost in Pennsylvania. Alright, let me just check the quality of the stream on YouTube and on Twitch. And we're gonna commence with ranking every single celebrity there is in South Park. I hope this one comprises everything. If it doesn't, I'm gonna end it all the way I said, and I'm a man of my word, and my word sometimes it doesn't mean anything if that's not, oh, never mind. Almost 5 p.m. for Elisa, but I feel that there's a little bit of a delay between us, and I don't like that. I like when I ask a question and it is delivered to you directly, and we don't have a delay on the live stream, but it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's commence with ranking every single character in South Park. Every single character that is a celebrity. Alright, my friends. I don't see Corn. Me neither. I don't know who did this, but I haven't found one that has all of them. I don't know why. I see Corn. I see Corn. It is there. It is there, Tommy. Look at this. Corn is there. So, let's begin. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, we got Abraham Lincoln. And what characteristics should we use to actually rank celebrities in South Park? Let's think about it. How important they were to the plot, how legendary of an episode that was, how impactful their influence on the plot line was, right? And I think those are the most objective traits that we can rank them on. Of course, you cannot be 100% objective, so this is going to be quite fucking subjective. This is my feelings and a little bit of objective spice. Right. I don't see Robert Smith, at least the original episode character. At least this time we won't need a I don't know who that is category. Yeah, maybe we'll need one. I don't know. I might forget stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget that I forget stuff. And I see some faces that are not familiar to me, but... Alright, first up, we have Abraham Lincoln. From what I remember, Abraham Lincoln was he a villain in the episode where David Blaine was like, twa, when in Super Best Friends, right? Where he was literally conquered by the guy that assassinated him in real life. I would say that Abraham Lincoln in that episode was quite mid. Don't you think? It was quite mid. And honestly, was not that impactful. It was just a typical supervillain for a second. Nothing out of the ordinary. Was killed. The frozen breath of John Smith was not enough, or how is that of Robert? I don't remember. I don't remember specifically that episode because it's been 3 years since I have watched it. But I think a good spot for Abe Lincoln would be B. He's average. He's not as legendary as somebody that is to come. And he's not as bad as somebody that is to come. We're gonna find out about that in a second. Wow, I actually made it to the live stream for this one. Johanna, welcome to the live stream. No, Lincoln turned up to Kyle in the list episode to tell him that being ugly is in the end. Oh, so it's the hologram. Wait, but there was also an Abe Lincoln, a statue that was defeated in Super Best Friends of South Park. Am I right? Okay, so if we're talking about the hologram, thank you for reminding me. You guys, if we're talking about the hologram was a little bit more impactful, I believe. But I really like the joke that Lincoln drives a Lincoln. I think that was the main joke of that part with Kyle. He was in the list episode where he talked to Kyle. I think the Mormon John Smith had the ice breath. No, it was his ghost. Moin, endlich bin ich live dabei. The list. Okay, so if we rank him, I think even if we rank him on the list episode, it's still B for me. He's still pretty insignificant to the plot line. It was a nice addition, but I think it was Abe Lincoln's ghost was pretty insignificant to the plot line. Not that impactful. B tier is fair. Al Gore, ladies and gentlemen, Al fucking Gore, the almost president of the United States of America, who lost to George Bush, and Florida really fucked him. When they counted the votes, he lost. Even with the recount, he fucking lost, and he has never been the same since. Al Gore, first of all, let's remember that they have trolled Al Gore for the Man Bear Pig, for climate change. But then, when you think about it, Al Gore is the only celebrity in all of South Park that Matt Stone and Trey Parker have said sorry to. That doesn't fucking happen. I think only to a couple. There might have been 2 or 3 other celebrities that they felt sorry for, but somebody who they have expressed sorry to directly, or better to say indirectly through the episode, it's impressive. It's impressive. I think Al Gore is an important part of the plot. The transition, this contrast of how they treated him initially, how they treated his ideas, his views initially, and then thereafter. It's interesting, this progression. And because of that progression, I think Al Gore deserves to be at least in A tier. At least in A tier. S tier, I'm super ethereal. Longs Hogs. Right. Excelsior! The only celebrity where Matron was like, yeah, sorry, you were right. Yeah, it's a bad medic. Iconic. S. Flora really fucked the class over in the kindergarten class president election. They said sorry to one of the couples they accused of murder in Butter's very own episode. Okay. But is Al Gore A tier or S tier? That is my question. Because I think there are celebrities that are definitely more legendary than Al Gore. But Al Gore has made a big impact. So I guess S tier would actually be a good place for Al Gore, right? S tier it is. Al Gore is the first entry into the S tier. Then we have Mr. Allen, right? This is the guy that was like, where were you when I built a ladder to heaven? Did you also feel like crying? Or did you feel kind of gay? Right? This is the country singer from the A Stairway to Heaven or something like that. I don't remember the exact name of the episode once again. I have seen it like 3 years ago. But I liked it so much. But when we take it relatively, we compare him to Al Gore, he didn't have such a big impact. He was very nice. I really enjoyed that segment and those segments with him. 9/11. I said 9/11, 9/11, 9/11, 9/11. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. For this song alone, this guy, he has to be at least in B tier for me. I'm not, he has to be, but it's just a skit, a small skit. He wasn't that impactful, it was just something funny. So I guess B tier would be appropriate for Mr. Allen, for this country singer. He had nothing to do with the boys in the episode. Yeah, that's a good point. He had nothing to do with the boys, and yeah. Who's this guy? You guys have to remind me who this guy is, but until you do, I'm gonna rank Barack Obama. So Barack Obama has appeared, I believe, twice in 2 episodes, maybe in 3 episodes of South Park, but he wasn't that iconic. I really didn't like his character that much because primarily they did not rip on him. As much as they would rip on other presidents, Bill Clinton sleeping with Cartman's mother, for example, that's the nastiest thing you can fucking do. And because of that, I don't think I'm gonna rank Barack Obama very high. He wasn't even accurate. From what I remember, Barack Obama, his voice was pretty bad. It sounded like a regular white guy voice. I can do a better impersonation of Barack Obama's voice than Matt Stone and Trey Parker did in this episode. Hello, my fellow Americans. You could have at least done that. This is bad, but not as bad as it was in the episode. So I think, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. For me, Barack Obama in South Park, it's pretty trash. C tier, it's not D tier. It's not that bad, but it's Ocean's 11. We had a reference to Ocean's 11. I don't think it's D tier for me, but it was very gray. It was very dull. There was nothing interesting about Obama. I didn't like the Ocean 11. I would have enjoyed much more if they would have ripped on him. Instead, everyone was like, oh, fuck yeah, Obama, the boss. He's gonna fix everything. We can do it. Now, get the fuck out of here. You're South Park. You should rip on everybody. Nah. Fucking C tier for me. At best, I'd say B. Low C tier at worst. At worst, you think? Yeah, at worst. And for me, it's at worst, in my opinion. B for Barack. I really like this episode. It's a matter of personal preferences. They ripped on him a little, not that much. When you compare it to the way they ripped on other presidents, they did not rip on Barack Obama that much. Next up, Arnold. Oh, this is Schwartz? This is Schwarzenegger? In what episode did we have Schwarzenegger, ladies and gentlemen? I forgot. When the fuck did we have Schwartz? Dude, don't you remember the joke was that Obama was actually just the same as any other president? They didn't graze him. Yeah, I remember, man. But they didn't rip on him the way they did on Trump. The way they did on Clinton. They didn't. It was soft. It was very soft. It was very, very soft. So Jirka, what? Let me make you a moderator right now. I can't in this chat. But next up, you're gonna remind me where we have seen Schwarzenegger. I don't remember that episode. In the Jersey Shore episode, Randy calls him to ask for California's help against the invading Jersey people. Looks like he had a short appearance in the Jersey episode. Then it means it's D tier for Schwarzenegger. Absolute D tier. They could have ripped on him. They could have made something interesting with Arnie. You know the voice of Schwarzenegger. They could have done something interesting. They didn't. It was just an episodical part. I liked Schwarzenegger in the Simpsons movie. In the Simpsons movie, I really liked how they depicted him, and it was funny. But in South Park, too brief to actually judge. Turn in the urinal. Yeah, it was only a couple lines. They didn't do anything that funny with him. Next up, Barbra Streisand. I'm gonna remind you that we are not actually ranking Barbra Streisand as a human being here. We're ranking Barbra Streisand as a South Park character. And I believe in that regard, absolute S tier. And let me tell you why. Because she plays two very important roles. She's one of the defining celebrities. One of the celebrities that define this anger and this hatred of Matt Stone and Trey Parker towards those mainstream celebrities. And therefore, she is the fuel for so many good jokes. For so many good other celebrities appearing in South Park that they have ripped on. So I think she's just epical. And then she appears again in the 200 episode. Very legendary, more legendary than Al Gore. I think the influence is unmatched. We're gonna see if it cannot be matched, but I think Barbra Streisand is the fucking GOAT. Absolute GOAT. Either S or D, lol. Okay, so if we rank it as a influential South Park character, obviously S tier. As a person, D tier. As simple as that. All right, next up we have, I believe this is Ben Affleck, right? Ben Affleck with the parents that were farting all the time. Son, hello. Legendary character, but from what I remember, he might have made an appearance in the episode 200, 201. But apart from that, it was only the episode in which Kenny took that funny picture when they were all taking pictures with a nice landscape in the background. So in that regard, I think, because it was a very funny joke, but it was not influential in any shape or form. I would say C tier. Also, the Jennifer Lopez episode. You're right. But you see, this specific rendition of his, it's from that episode. Should we also good point, without the live action face, let's also rank him based on that Jennifer Lopez episode. If we rank him based on that Jennifer Lopez episode, then I think Ben Affleck is easily A tier. Not as influential, but the fact that he jerked off Cartman, or Cartman jerked off him, I don't remember. That's beautiful. There's something beautiful in that. And the fact that his parents are ass-faced. What more can you ask for? All right. Then we got Biggie Smalls. If you call his name 3 times in the mirror, this guy's gonna appear and he's gonna drop some nasty bars on you. And also the fact that Butters got to call him the N-word. Absolute cinema when it comes to Biggie Smokes. Absolute fucking cinema. And I think, but he was more of an episodical. He wasn't that influential. What do you think, guys? I feel here A tier. A tier for trying to shoot Randy. Biggie and Butters were a great combo. I agree with you guys. I agree with you. This has to be A tier, but a little bit below Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck got 2 episodes. Both of them were fantastic. Biggie Smalls, unfortunately, only 1 episode. But that one was good. And therefore, A tier for Biggie Smalls. Then, we got the first ever gentleman of the United States of America, Bill fucking Clinton. Where are we rank that? Let's find out. But till then, I'm gonna hydrate my ass. First of all, think about that, ladies and gentlemen. We had Bill Clinton sleep with Eric Cartman's mother. Nasty. I know all the characters in South Park slept at some point. They slept with Eric Cartman's mother. But Bill Clinton, he slept with Eric Cartman's mother, and he's also a nice gentleman. I really liked his depiction in that episode where he was sent to that class, right? To learn manners or something. I already forgot the plot, but I just remember this feeling that I really liked it. But does the character of Bill Clinton actually beat somebody like Abe Lincoln in the B tier or somebody like Biggie Smalls in the A tier? What do you guys think? For me, personally, the way they have depicted Bill Clinton, I think Bill Clinton is A tier. And I think he is a little bit better than Biggie Smalls. Especially with that episode where he's teaching the kids something. Manners or how to touch somebody, how to appropriately touch somebody. I really enjoyed that. And I really enjoyed seeing the sex scene of his with Leanne Cartman. Therefore, A tier for me. I'm sorry, guys. A lot of you say C, B. Hi, Tolly, you're hilarious. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. Welcome to the live stream. First gentleman. Yes. For this honor alone, I'm going to put him in A tier. He's the first gentleman of the United States of America, everybody. Then we got Bill Cosby. Very relevant. A very relevant fucking character after Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was obviously better. Bill Clinton appeared in more episodes. And Bill Clinton was more influential, I would say. And therefore, Bill Cosby was nice. He was touching somebody inappropriately. And I liked when somebody's being touched inappropriately. In GTA San Andreas, of course. In real life, do not touch somebody inappropriately. If you meet up with somebody, just ask them, can I touch you appropriately? And if they say yes, you might touch me appropriately. Then you should touch them appropriately. But Bill Cosby goes for R is for roofies. Good music has a good idea. Let's make an R tier for roofies and put Bill Cosby there. It's the Bill and Bill Club. But no. I think Bill Cosby has to go top of the B tier. Chocolate pudding. And also, we had some other thing in South Park that was referencing Bill Cosby. We had that cartoon of his, Fat Albert, right? Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids with a hey, 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 I'm gonna pop your ass, bitch. How about you suck my dick? That was so good. Okay. In that regard, I think B tier is just good. It's mid. It's mid, but it's not mid in the conventional sense. When it comes to South Park, they are mid is better than the mid of anybody else. Keep that in mind because of the quality of the overall quality of South Park. Next up, we got Billy Mays here. I just sawed this boat in half. Or that wasn't him. That was another one. But yeah, the one with Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. The episode with Michael Jackson. I think Billy Mays is the absolute true GOAT. And I have read somewhere that his kids were actually offended by the South Park episode because their father have passed away recently, and because of that they still felt grief and that. But I think it was a very nice depiction of their father. Billy Mays was very nice in that episode, and I believe Cartman was a big fan of his, right? Billy fucking Mays. What do you guys think? Chipotle Way. Yeah, Chipotle Way. Ghost Hunters. No, that was Flex Tape Guy. Yeah, that was, yeah. Billy deserves at least A. I love Chipotle, but I hate getting these blood stains, you know. I love Chipotle, but I hate getting this blood stains in my underwear. Billy Mays here. Billy Mays, definitely A tier for me. A tier for me. Next up, we got Bono. Bono. One episode, and then the 200. Those are the two episodes in which we see him. Might also be 201, from what I remember. But Bono, the crap out, the crap episode, the fact that he is the number one shit in the world until obviously Randy beats that record. Legendary, absolute legend. Undoubtedly on top of the game. Bono wants the beatie. Bono wants the beatie. He's sucking the tit. He's a very nice guy. Absolute S tier. But is he better than Barbra Streisand? I think he is better than Barbra Streisand. But because Barbra Streisand was the OG celeb that was hated, and without Barbra Streisand, there would be no Bono, I believe. Barbra Streisand has to be there on top. Once again, we're not ranking them as human beings. We're ranking them as South Park characters. As human beings, Bono, fucking F tier. Go suck my balls and tickle my anus, Mr. Bono. But your band fucking sucks. I think it's absolute trash. I think you're a degenerate, but in South Park, absolute S tier. Totally, have you seen the episode where Bill and Bill teamed up? I think I have. I think I have at some point. I remember that one. Totally has the second biggest live reaction. Bono has the first. I'm always number 2. I like being number 2. Bono is the record. All right. One second, guys. I'm gonna be back in 1 second. I'm back. I'm sorry, guys, that I had to leave you so soon. To make a brief pause. But my cat got into a fucked up fight this morning. He came home all bruised. Very sad. And I'm just checking on him. He's not feeling well. But let's continue with this tier list. Next up, we got Brian Boitano. One of my favorite South Park songs. One of my favorite South Park songs. What would Brian Boitano do? Absolute legendary. Brian Boitano was in the movie, right? He was introduced in the movie. Then was he used ever again? Was he in the episode 200, 201? He might have been one of the first celebrities that have had a positive depiction, just like Robert Smith. Robert Smith was the first one, I believe. Brian Boitano fought the grizzly bear, was in the Olympics skating for the gold, and then won it wearing a blindfold. We all know how it goes. Legend, but I think, it was just a gag. He's not like a character per se. He's like a gag, right? More of a gag. My favorite South Park song is dedicated to him. Fought grizzly bears and built the pyramids. Yeah, I don't know where to rank him, because his role was more of a, he was part of a gag of a nice song. Because he's a legend. But he's not as influential as those three. Let's be honest, right? Everything is relative, and when we compare him with those three, I don't think it's that influential. I'm gonna have to put Brian Boitano in A tier. Hey, Man Bear Pig number 1. He was in the beta shorts, which came before the proper show. He helped save Christmas. Ah, nice. Nice. South Park's favorite celebrity might be... Brian seems like a solid A. That's also my opinion. Oh, shit, man. Britney Spears. Britney Spears. Don't get fooled by this horrendous appearance. Don't get fooled by the fact that she misses 4/5 of her fucking face. Britney Spears. It was actually a very sympathetic episode towards Britney Spears. And from what I have read, she wasn't very fond of the way they have depicted her in that episode. I think that's primarily because of the fact that Britney Spears is as dumb as this chair. She's got the IQ of this fucking chair, but they have depicted her in a nice fashion. They have shown the problem, the struggle, the way everybody was having her in the lights, the way everybody was highlighting every single step she was taking, and the toll that had on her mental state at that time. Because if you remember, guys, in the early 2000s, she was terrorized. She was absolutely terrorized by all of those cheap magazines. She was always on the cover of them with a little bit of belly, Let me show you. With the belly like this, With a little bit of belly like this. And it was like, the headline was like, Britney Spears just fucking gained 10 pounds. 10 extra pounds. Everybody was all over her ass. We even got the meme with leave Britney alone. Absolute legend in South Park. I don't remember if she comes back in episode 200 or 201, but she's cool. She's cool, and she was portrayed in a nice fashion. Good evening, Toli. Kyle, welcome, my friend. Glad to see you here. Matt and Trey didn't actually ridicule her much. They were criticizing the media. Exactly. I liked the portrayal of Britney Spears. They ripped on her. They did this horrendous thing to her where, of course, she doesn't have a big portion of her head. Still sings. Everybody's like, oh, this is Britney. This kicks ass. But they did show the problem itself, the issue that was bigger than anything else, than any visual problem. So in that regard, I think it's a solid A tier for Britney Spears. And I would even put her above everybody else. I think she's better than Mr. Ben Affleck, than Bill Clinton, than Biggie Smalls, than Mace, and then Brian Boitano. But she peed on a ladybug. And she was about to shit on a squirrel. From what I remember, right? She was about to shit on a squirrel. Oh, on a chipmunk. Okay, thank you, Johanna. Next up, we got Carlos Mencia, I believe this is, right? I don't know, dude. So I was there, dude, and I just did this and that. It was that time when Carlos Mencia was caught stealing jokes from other comedians. Namely, I think it was Joe Rogan he stole a joke from, and there was Ari Shafir he stole a joke from. But it was in the Fish Sticks episode. Carlos fucking Mencia, he got battered by the gang of Kanye West. I think by Kanye West himself. It was a very good appearance, a very solid appearance. He's definitely better than Cosby, than Abe Lincoln. Has had a more impactful fucking influence. And in that regard, I think... Please, just get it, man. Please, just... He was whining at the end, right? Just whining, asking Kanye to get it. Very good scene. Very good character. I think solid A tier. Even better than Ben Affleck and the other ones for me, personally. The character himself isn't that funny. They just wanted to take the piss out of a joke thief. Yes. I think it was funny there. The fact that he soiled himself, it was like it was a ritual of ridiculizing him. And I really like that. I enjoy that. I hate to admit it, but I still love Mind of Mencia. I haven't seen that. Even with his stealing, that show is stupidly sentimental. I haven't seen that many. I literally heard about Mencia from the fact that from the news, that he has stolen jokes from Joe Rogan and Ari Shafir, and that's how I checked him. I didn't see anything beforehand. You know, I just jumped on that fad and checked it, and it wasn't bad. It's a regular Mexican comedian or Spanish or Hispanic. I don't know exactly the heritage of this beautiful fella. All I know is that he got fucking battered. He got his skull bashed in by Kanye West, and therefore he deserves to be in A tier. Next up, we got Bakla Buckaroo. This is Jenner, one of the Jenner Kardashian, one of the Kardashians, the father of the Kardashians that transitioned. The beautiful lady. How's the name? I forgot the first name. So brave, an absolutely brave character. The name of which I have forgotten. I only know it's a Kardashian. It's the father, Caitlyn, and it's not Caitlyn Stark. It's Caitlyn fucking Kardashian, the running pal of Garrison as Trump, obviously. It was a very nice gag. I really enjoyed it. Then they were kind of milking a dead cow. She cannot be an S tier, or he. She obviously. She's a stunning and brave woman, and I appreciate that. I would love to give her a cunnilingus, does she have a pussy? No, that's gay. Cunnilinguses are gay. No. Forget what I said. Forget what I said just now. Forget about that. Season 19, Women of the Year. Yeah, but I think they have milked the tit of Jenner a bit too much in that Trump episode, in that Trump season, and because of that, she ran over a child or a grandma, something like that, in that car, in that convertible car. I think she is at max A tier. What do you guys think? Where should this stunning and brave woman go with regards to this beautiful list that we have right here? Yeah, it was another problem of, guys, Trump will 100% lose. This will just be a side plot. Too many of the same vehicular manslaughter joke, though you can't spell slaughter without laughter. Multiple old ladies on separate occasions. She pushed the car out in a road cross IRL. Yeah, I think she definitely deserves to be in A tier, but I think it's the bottom of A tier. She's not better. All the other ones in A tier have a more old school, a more, they're funnier. There's a different fucking vibe about them. Those old episodes are really funny in hindsight, because everyone adored Caitlyn in 2015, but then she was still a Republican, so everyone on the left hated her again, which is quite, it's like, what the fuck should I do? She's a Republican, but on the other hand, she's a brave woman, brave and stunning. What the fuck should I do? It's a conundrum. Can we transition her into S tier later? What a good joke, man. Holy shit, man. Okay, next up. Next up, we have this guy from the Tst episode. The dog something. The dog whistler. The dog. The one that has a show with the dogs. Cesar Milan. Cesar Milan, right? Cesar Milan. Very cool guy. Actually, fun fact. He has a reaction on YouTube watching that episode of South Park, and that is the most viewed reaction of a person on YouTube to any South Park episode. Just a fun fact. But that episode is legendary. Right away, absolute S tier. Absolute S tier for me. Even gonna go above Bono. No doubt about it. This guy, that whole episode, he was the only one able to tame Cartman. He was the only one able to change Cartman in such a way that would actually make him a better human being. It was just Leanne at the end that had reverted him back to his old ways because of the necessities that he has. He wants Cartman to be like that so she can actually compensate for something that she's missing within by means of Eric Cartman. A very funny episode, but at the same time, a very sad ending, in my opinion. Not that funny, but a very accurate rendition of him as a person. One of the only people who took the parody well. That's also... We should also appreciate the... Nah, we should not use that as an attribute to appreciate the celebs. We should try to appreciate them within the South Park vacuum. Leanne is a terrible enabler. Worst parent in South Park. I liked old Leanne Cartman. Leanne Cartman of the first 5 seasons. The slut that she was, and she was aware of this. And everybody in South Park was aware of the fact that this is the slut of the town. Everybody had sex with her, everybody dumped their semen in her, and it was nice knowing that she is a crack whore and this slut that accepts it and she's into Christ and stuff like that. It was a very simple character. Then, all of a sudden, she became like all the other moms of South Park. Very gray, very bland, and just a nothing burger. An absolute nothing burger. Rank every South Park N-word. Soon enough. We finish this one and then we're gonna rank every South Park N-word. And also my N-words. I'm gonna show you some videos. Next up we got Charlie Manson. He was only in one episode. An episode that was called after him. Merry Christmas Charlie Manson, which is a reference to Peanuts, right? Merry Christmas Charlie Brown. I like the character of Charlie Manson. The way they depicted him, I think they wanted to provoke a reaction, a certain outrage. It's Charlie Manson, the leader of a cult that is in prison for indirectly killing certain people that his cult has killed. That is a fact. He was the leader of that cult. Did he give the instructions? Did he do anything? But we're talking about his rendition in South Park. We're talking about this version that South Park has come up with. And Charlie Manson was amazing in that episode. He actually undergoes a transition. And he was, once again, he was used for this outrage effect, I think. The fact that it's this guy that's hated on and that literally has a swastika on his head, on his forehead. And the way he progresses... The way he understands the spirit of Christmas, it's impeccable, right? So I think it's at least A tier for me. He's one of my best celebrities in South Park, honestly. Cartman's uncle was more evil than Manson in that Christmas episode. Agreed. Best voice impression of a celeb, I think. I am Charles Manson. I think the voice sounded something like that. Caesar is that tiny club that South Park praises. That's a badge of honor. I know this isn't a new suggestion, but I will personally fully sponsor a Book of Mormon reaction. Book of Mormon. It's that Broadway it's that musical of theirs, right? We're gonna get there somewhere. We're gonna get there, but I have to go and see. I have to go into the details about the copyright regarding that one, because we're gonna do it. We have to do everything that is South Park related at this point. You know, this is this has truly become a South Park channel. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Charlie Manson, at least top of the A tier, if not S tier. I think because Was it as influential as those four? I don't think so, but it was very nice. And because of that, I'm gonna put it here on top of A tier, right below Britney Spears. The message was interesting. It was confusing. The fact that this is a indirect murderer, convict, and he's being that they show him in this positive light. It was perfect. Pretty well executed characters in a setting. This is the suffocatingly barren state of Nebraska. They made Charlie Manson touch our hearts. IRL Manson never personally killed anyone. Yeah, I personally know many people who are more evil than Charlie Manson. Absolutely, this world is full of people that are more evil than Charlie Manson. That doesn't mean that Charlie Manson is good. I went to see the Book of Mormon musical on Broadway last year. I went to see the Book of Mormon musical on Broadway last year. Such a great show. I have heard so many good reviews for this musical. My friend Jose went to see it in Spanish with his parents. It did not disappoint. All right, who is this guy? My friends, you gotta remind me who those two people are. I forgot. Who's this one? The first one here. I forgot. I don't remember. You know, guys, you might remember some stuff. I don't remember anything. Maybe I'm gonna go with Christopher Reeves for now, as you guys remind me who that is. I'm gonna go with Christopher Reeves. What an amazing character. What an amazing depiction. And it was very bold at that time for somebody that was dying. And the fact that he died a couple of weeks or a couple of months after the episode was done. I don't remember anything from that episode, but I just remember my feeling. I remember that I have loved it so much. But I don't remember the specifics. I just remember he was eating babies, fetuses, stem cells. When stem cells research became that big thing in the early 2000s, right? And he was trying to treat himself, but then he unexpectedly died. Well, expectedly. Look at the state he's in. Expectedly died. The second one is Chris Hansen. Oh yeah, Chris Hansen, this one, To Catch a Predator. Right, but the first one, the one on the right, the second one is Chris Hansen. I don't know about the first one. That was Crazy Cripples. Crazy Cripples. Haven't seen that in a while, but it was. I remember the feeling that I had watching that. Felt like a kid watching somebody eat a fetus. Yeah, they held back on Reeves for a while until a Larry King interview pissed them off. He came off as self-entitled, and Matt and Trey said, "All right, you're game now, asshole." Okay, so he's not untouchable anymore. That's basically what they said. Christopher Reeves. I still don't think he's S tier. I think top of the A tier for me, definitely. His infamous scene was so graphic, it had to be included in the most controversial scenes in the 6 Days to Air documentary. No other way to do that. Christopher Reeves, fucking legend in South Park, A tier, top of A tier, easily better than all of those. This guy, Zebran, you're my fellow South Park bookkeeper and all-knower. You're my encyclopedia of South Park. Who is this guy? I don't remember him, but let's leave him aside for a second and let's go and have a seat. Have a seat, because right now we're gonna rank Chris Hansen, the guy from To Catch a Predator, and there was a whole episode of South Park. It was the Tourette's episode dedicated to, it was the B plot line, right? The B plot line, or no, an extension of the main plot line. The fact that Cartman goes there on the show, and the mass suicide at the end was also great, and he was quite menacing. Chris Hansen, they did a good job portraying him as somebody quietly menacing. Like, have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat, you guys. In that regard, Chris Hansen, definitely A tier, but better than Brian Boitano, or no? No, bottom of the A tier, slightly above Jenner. You won't stop me. You won't stop me, Hackman. Yeah. Pete Hegseth? Could this be Pete Hegseth from season 28? The dude is Charlie Rose from the Timmy 2000 episode. Fuck. Okay, so we'll have to add a category, add a row below. we're gonna have to add a category where I'm just gonna write don't member. And this one's gonna go into don't member. The first one, and I hope it's the last one. I don't think Hexeth was featured. I think Hexeth. I think he was featured with a helmet on his head in a small scene in season 28. I remember that for sure. But this is not Hexeth. This is not Hexeth. Pete Hexeth had a more square head. Yeah, that's what I also remember. Next up, we got Colonel. That's how you pronounce it. That word in English really pisses me off. It's written as Colonel, but it's pronounced Colonel. What the fuck? How's that a thing, Americans? You're gonna tell me other languages, shit like that. No, just pronounce it Colonel or something, not Colonel. Colonel is the fucking thing on your computer. Colonel. Kernel. Colonel. But from what I remember, what did he do in that episode? In that episode, he just he had a scene with Cartman, right? He wasn't that influential. It was just a nice appearance. Very mid from Colonel. He wasn't. Did he do something evil or something that was very funny? I don't remember. I don't actually think he did. So therefore, quite mid or maybe even C tier with Obama. C tier, I think, from Mr. Colonel. Who's this guy? Who the fuck is this guy? Was a parody of Sosa from Scarface. Sosa from Scarface. Have I seen Scarface? I don't actually remember. I know some scenes from Scarface. That guy that drops a person from the helicopter and tells Al Pacino to not fuck him, right? That's the guy. Well, in that regard, I think it's B tier. Sell KFC to Cartman when it was illegal. Yeah, pretty much. If you right click a character and open image in new tab, it tells you their name at the top. Okay, let's see. Where the fuck was opening a new... What if I just... Can I? Where the fuck did he go? Where the fuck did that guy go? Did I just... Okay, it went into the... Okay, into S tier. Can I actually open it? Open in reading mode? No, I can't. I can't actually open it. In Go Fund Yourself, he was mad that the boys used Washington Redskins as their company name. Alright. That was pretty... That's pretty mean. Then this is David Blaine, right? With Toi. He's the guy with Toi, right? He's from the Super Best Friends episode, from what I remember. And from what I remember, he was quite interesting. Was one of the it was a very nice depiction. And I even saw the reaction of Blaine, who said that was a very confusing depiction of his, a very inaccurate, but he took it well. He took it well, and I think in that regard... Wait, let me turn off my notifications. Let me just turn it off for a second. In that regard, I think it's easily A tier, right? Easily A tier. A tier, but where? Where should we put David Blaine? I think above Mencia. I really like that episode, and he came back in episode 200. Right, this guy. Who this guy? You guys, this one was the one from Redskins. You're telling me? I don't remember him that much, so I'm just gonna put him here for a second. This is Demi Lovato. Where the fuck did we have Demi Lovato? In the Ring episode, Dan Snyder's portrayal was alright, though his voice was the exact same as Gerald Broflovsky's. Would put Snyder into B tier. I actually forgot everything. Dan Snyder. Let me check. Dan Snyder, South Park episode with the Redskins, right? With the Redskins yelling at the boys that they cannot change it. Yeah, now I remember. I'm just... Nah. D tier or... Let's put him C tier, because now I remember. Demi Lovato was in the Safe Space episode. I don't remember Demi Lovato that much. They brought Demi Lovato in the WikiLeaks episode so Cartman could watch Mackie hit her with that one. Fuck, when she was a kid. This is not the right one, but in that episode with the WikiLeaks, right? With Lemon Wings fighting WikiLeaks, she was punched in the gut by Cartman. Or no, Mackie punched her. Cartman was watching. Very good, very good. Top of B tier. Top of B tier, very good episodical funny moment. That was Selena Gomez. Ah, fuck. Jesus, you're right. That was Selena Gomez. That was not Demi Lovato. Let's put Demi Lovato in Don't Remember. Because I really don't remember the Safe Space one and what she really did. Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil, he was just portrayed as Dr. Phil. Nothing special about him. I would put him in the same category as Obama in C tier. Because it's just Dr. Phil. We'll be right back. You know, they could have done a lot with Dr. Phil, but it was with Honey Boo Boo. The episode with Honey Boo Boo. I don't know if he appears again, but I remember him from the episode about Honey Boo Boo, and it was quite mid. It wasn't that good. Elon Musk, absolute fucking trash. With that voice and in that episode, it wasn't the greatest of the episodes where Cartman dreams he has a nightmare that he is being milked on Mars by women for his jokes, for his laughters, right? I think it was absolute garbage the way they portrayed Elon Musk, and they could have ripped on him even more, but just portrayed him as this philanthropist guy, this nice guy. They could have fucking ripped on him intensely, I believe. Musk got such a vanilla representation that he deserves to be in C at the highest. Musk was funnier in the Wacky Races episode. I don't remember that. Jesus. It was Human Centipede. He was better in the Handicap episode. I just think you could have done so much with the character of Musk. I just think it wasn't that great. Next up, we have fucking Man of the Hour. Sir, remind me for a second, my brain went blank. Elton John. Sir Elton John. He's a fucking knight. He's a fucking sir in the United Kingdom, ladies and gentlemen. A great guy, a great character. We had him in 2 episodes, I remember. In An Elephant Makes Love to a... No, in 3 episodes. In fact, I remember Elton John. In 3 episodes, An Elephant Makes Love to a Pig, where he sang that song before to set up the mood for the pig to fuck the elephant, or vice versa. I don't know. I'm not very good at Animalistic 69 at this type of bestiality, although I'm an enjoyer of bestiality, but mostly goats, mostly. But Elton John was in that episode. Then he was in the episode Chef Aid, and I think it really was him. He was helping Chef. He was aiding Chef. AIDS, Elton John AIDS. And then Elton John was also in the episode Broadway Brodown, right? Come on, huh? And he was very nice there. One of my favorite characters, one of my favorite celebs from South Park. I'm gonna put him even... Should he... Above Britney. Above Britney, below Christopher Reeves. Christopher Reeves is gonna be there on top just because of the shock value. But in terms of a good celebrity and a good depiction, and I think Sir Elton John should be here on top. Cheddar Cheese Girl. Thank you, Joe. Really liked him in the Broadway one. Alright, then we got Mr. President George Jr. Bush. What did George Jr. Bush do? What did he do? Let me search real quick, ladies and gentlemen, because I forgot. George Bush, South Park. In what episode was he? With the FBI agents. Plug this. In the 9/11 episode? In the 9/11 episode, right? Where he admitted something. I don't remember him that well, but I remember that it was more interesting than Obama. But no. When it comes to George Bush, I think they didn't rip on him enough. They did not. They did not portray him in a satirical enough fashion. So it's pretty similar to Barack Obama, in my opinion. It's just I like his portrayal a bit more. And he was part of the conspiracy of 9/11, being in conspiracy, third in the urinal. He approved the coming of heaven. Definitely better than Barack Obama. Now that you say it, guys, I think he deserves to be at the bottom of B tier. He was definitely, in my opinion, better than Obama. Actually, funny, Trey and Matt had a whole sitcom about George W. Bush. Really? But that wouldn't been good that they did not choose to go on with it. That would have been fucking relevant these days. That would have ended fast. Good that they have concentrated their resources exclusively on South Park. Almost exclusively on South Park. I meant Bombing of Heaven. Yeah, that's another thing that makes him worthy of the B tier as opposed to the C tier. Then we got George Lucas, the guy that did this to Indiana Jones, ruined a franchise, ruined a couple of franchises, in fact. And his portrayal was very nasty, and the way it should be. The way it should be. They did not fear the fact that they're gonna get sued by him, that they're gonna get sued by Star Wars. In my opinion, George Lucas is easily S tier. Easily S tier. You know, that was a very nice RAPE scene. I really enjoyed it. And he should be there on top. That's My Bush. Was pretty young, but I remember that it also was pretty funny. George R.R. Martin. George R.R. Martin, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, the guy that wrote Game of Thrones. The guy that refuses to give us another book of Game of Thrones. The continuation that everybody has been waiting on. He's just edging us. And at this point, I think he's unfortunately gonna die earlier than he's gonna... And he's not gonna release the last part of Game of Thrones. The continuation where Jon Snow has to resurrect and shit like that. I don't remember Game of Thrones that well, but in that episode, it was all about wieners. It was about his infatuations with wieners and stuff like that, and it was him being in the whole trilogy. He was part of the whole trilogy, him announcing dragons and shit like that, but they never came. They never came. Butters almost died. Scott Malkinson almost died because of him. He was promising the boys pizzas, right? He was promising, the pizzas are coming. They're fucking amazing, but they're coming. Don't worry. They are on their way. And with that in mind, I think it's worthy of A tier or B tier. What do you guys think? Should George R.R. Martin be in A tier or in B tier? He was in 3 episodes, quite solid, but I think it wasn't that good. It was a joke that they were milking a lot. And I don't like when South Park milks a joke a lot. Something like Kenny always dying, it's pretty good, but milking a joke a lot, that's not gonna cut it for me. In my opinion, that is just a little bit lazy and not that interesting. After a couple of times, it was tiring, the whole bit about the dicks, the penises, and him announcing. It was funny, but not for that long. It was too long. Because of that, it's B tier. Maybe here. Below Mr. Cosby. Mr. Cosby is gonna... I think we should not put him below Mr. Cosby, because Mr. Cosby is gonna roofie his ass, and then his bad things are about to happen. B, high B. It was pretty big trilogy in a game. Yeah, I agree. High B is the good place for it. Not funny or entertaining enough to be A for me. Yeah, exactly. That was my point. That was also my point. Then we got this guy. I forgot who he is. Ladies and gentlemen, remind me. Remind me who this guy is. But until we get there, we're gonna rank Honey Boo Boo. Poor child. Absolutely. Oh, George Zimmerman. Thank you for reminding me. George Zimmerman. Now we're gonna... I have it in my mind now. Okay, Honey Boo Boo. Honey Boo Boo, the portrayal of Honey Boo Boo was fucking crazy. It was insane. And they were not only ridiculing Honey Boo Boo in that it's this big, fat fucking child. Also her mother, the lifestyle. They are ridiculing the lifestyle. This fucking gluten-infused lifestyle. This TLC-worthy lifestyle. This fucking, I don't know, pig lifestyle. The way you're killing yourself and you're killing your own daughter. What the fuck? Why is Honey Boo Boo at fault for what her mother does to her? It's 100% the mother's fault. Honey Boo Boo is just a victim of the circumstances, but the depiction in the episode was so amazing. I think it's easily A tier for me. Easily A tier. The fact that she got her heart transplanted. She got a pig heart. A pig was her donor. Honey Boo Boo has to be, for me, has to be like the top of A tier. Maybe on top of Britney. I would put Honey Boo Boo on top of Britney Spears. I'm fat as a whale and I don't give two. I'm fat as a whale and I don't give two shits, girlfriend. And the way she was fucking walloping in butter. Oh, and that fight with Cartman. No, you know what? Even higher than Elton John. Honey Boo Boo has to be on top of A tier here, alongside with Christopher Reeves. But I think the thing with, was she more shocking than Christopher Reeves? I think it to a certain degree, yes. And she was more funny. Christopher Reeves was more shocking than her. Same episode, Cartman finally admits he's not big boned. And the same episode with Raising the Bar, right? Where after James Cameron raised the bar, everybody was like, fuck, I'm not enjoying this. Why the fuck are we watching fat kids fight each other? And it was an interesting scene at the end with Michelle Obama saying that we should stop child obesity. We should fight child obesity. And then she fucking punches Cartman, right? That was so fucking funny. That was very funny. Easy top of the A tier. Honey Boo Boo. Not even a discussion. Even her mother has to be here. The big heart joke is so messed up, but it's so funny. Tolly, will you start Simpsons series? Maybe at some point, but my friend, when it comes to Simpsons, they are owned by the Walt Disney Enterprise, right? And because of that, it's very aggressive when it comes to the copyright, when it comes to the striking. They don't allow a lot of Simpsons stuff on YouTube. If you're gonna Google Simpsons reactions, you're gonna find reactions to the best Homer moments, to stuff like best Marge moments, best Maggie moments, but reactions to full episodes, you're not gonna find them that often because Disney just flags those channels and strikes them down. It's not like Paramount is also fucking shit, but not as bad as Disney. Disney is more aggressive with protecting its content. Okay, Honey Boo Boo in A tier. Big Mouse is always watching. Yeah, Randy Newman lowered the bar, but James Cameron saved the day and raised the bar. You got a friend in me. Totally became South Park guru. Not yet. We have South Park gurus here, and if not for my AIDS, I'm like Jared. Although, you know, I'm not a big fan of relations with minors, but I'm like Jared. I have AIDS. Zebran, Tommy, all of those guys are my AIDS when it comes to South Park. So his name is James Cameron. Yeah. Next up, George Zimmerman. That guy that shot a black guy. I forgot the case in Florida. The guy that shot the black guy, and then there was the trial of that, and the big. It was a very good reference, but he didn't play that big of a role. Cartman was the real life George Zimmerman. So basically, Zimmerman did not play that big of a role, and in that regard, he shot Cartman, from what I remember, right? He shot Cartman. He did shoot Cartman, but Cartman played his role, right? Played his role in his imagination. I think maybe bottom of B tier because he shot Cartman. It's gonna be bottom of B tier because of that scene where he shot Cartman. Cartman painted himself black so he could get the death penalty after he shot him. Yeah, he got sentenced to fucking death and he was electrocuted. You know, like he was electrocuted, and because of that, I think it's the bottom of B tier. Cannot be higher than that, but also not lower than that. His joke was pretty shocking, but not enough higher than C for me. I believe that all or almost all of his videos are on an app called Odyssey. Almost all the old stuff from the old channel is there. Okay, then we got who's this? Some Azalea bitch. The only thing about her was the fact that she had a big ass. I guess big ass. She's twerking it, and she's like, I got a fat pussy, fat juice on my pussy, eat my pussy. You know, the female rap, the very brave and stunning female rap. They cannot rap about anything else. Maybe they should rap about alimony or being fatherless. That's an interesting topic. I would listen to such a brave woman rapping about that, but it's just fucking trash, man. Just absolute trash. Unimportant. Shook her ass twice. That's it. Jeff Bezos. Interesting one. We had Jeff Bezos in 2 episodes. I like the portrayal. This is a good portrayal for a billionaire, but I think it could have been done better. Could have been done better. And I just... But I'm not, at the same time, I'm not a big fan of the episodes where he was in. Not the biggest of fans. It was nice. It was Bike Parade and Unfulfilled. The episode about communism and Marxism, from what I remember. Wasn't a nice portrayal. Was a very mid portrayal. I would put Jeff Bezos at max and B tier. Maybe the bottom of B tier. Maybe on top of Bush. A little bit more interesting than Bush. But I'm not gonna put him on top of Colonel, because at least Colonel was the guy from Scarface. At least he was Sosa. But Jeff Bezos, I guess Megamind, some sort of Megamind. Yeah. Wait. Therefore, B tier at max, lower B tier. It's a good spot for this guy. Let's not forget Jeff Bezos' ass on the back of his head. Yeah! I can't wait to go. Wait, do I have the voice changer? Can I make it robotic? I want to make it robotic. No, robot. Robot. I can't wait to go on my planet and touch butts with my wife. Oh, how I long to touch butts with my wife. Something like that, right? Okay, Jennifer Lopez, without a shadow of a doubt, S tier. Fucking Jennifer Lopez, ladies and gentlemen, on top of George Lucas, on top of Al Gore, I think. Sorry, Al Gore, on top of Bono even. Maybe not able to top Barbara Streisand and Cesar Millan, but Jennifer Lopez, 1000% on top. Once again, we're ranking the character, not the person. The person is F tier, but the character. Tacos and burritos, all of that. The fact that her husband gets a hand job from a kid. It was a nice portrayal. And let's think about the fact, you guys have told me that after the episode, I forgot how the episode was called, but after that episode where she was featured, somebody was trolling her on a set of her videos, right? He was like, tacos, burrito. And she was very angry. If that episode created such an outrage, then I think she deserves to be S tier. And I'm gonna treat, Jennifer Lopez is here, this rendition of hers, and I'm also gonna treat the hand of Cartman as Jennifer Lopez. Because we have to treat, it's actually Mitch Connor, right? But I'm also gonna treat that hand as Jennifer Lopez, and that's why it's S tier. If we don't take the hand of Cartman into account, then it's not S tier, it's A tier. But with the hand of Cartman, with the whole thing around it, with the meta thing, with Jennifer Lopez getting pissed off at this episode, it absolutely deserves to be an S tier, and it proves that this episode did everything right. That made her muy triste. South Park calling out mean-spirited bitches never gets old. I absolutely agree. These are rumors that she fired people who referenced the episode. I think she went up to Trey Parker at some event and hit him on his shoulder and walked away. Fuck yeah. Next up, holy shit. The guy that's got AIDS, Mr. Jared. Mr. Jared has got AIDS, and holy shit, guys, what a story has unfolded after the episode. because at the time of the episode, the portrayal was not that bad. You know, the whole joke with AIDS was good, but holy shit, the stuff that has unfolded after the episode. Apparently, losing weight, the best way to lose weight is to chill, he's a good character. Definitely a good character. A tier for sure. A tier for sure. Bonus points for making him a boss in the South Park game, says the Bad Medic. His first episode was B tier for me, but his following appearances elevate him to A tier. I also believe that. He has gotta be, Mr. Foggle has gotta be in A tier, above the Stunning and Brave Woman, above Miss Hansen. Oh, why the fuck is this? What the fuck is Mr. Christopher Reeves doing here? He was supposed to be here. Okay, above Brian Bogatano, Billy Mays. Yeah, here, somewhere here. Jared should be somewhere here. All right, Jesse fucking Jackson. Jesse fucking Jackson. What do you guys think? The episode itself is so good. The episode is so good, but Jesse Jackson only gets his ass kissed. Is that worthy of S tier? I don't believe that's worthy of S tier. Top A tier for sure. He gets his ass kissed. Kiss my ass. Kiss my black ass. And you know, and Randy does that. The category was people who annoy you. What a depiction. What do you guys think? S tier or A tier? For now, I'm gonna put him at the top of A tier. Maybe a little bit below Honey Boo Boo. I just love Honey Boo Boo so much. I can't trade Honey Boo Boo for Mr. Jackson. Alright, this guy. I forgot who this guy was. Holy shit, I forgot all of those people. This guy was Columbus? The settler. He was Columbus, right? I forgot all three of those guys. If you guys are gonna remind me, that would be so awesome. That would be so fucking awesome. All right. That's the guy who invented the toilet. Or did he open the Natalie Portman wormhole? I also thought it was the guy from the Natalie Portman episode. That's the toilet guy. Okay, I trust you. I trust Zebra. Sir Harrington, toilet inventor. Okay, Sir Harrington. It was an episodical, right? It was an episodical moment, not that prominent. B tier or C tier? It wasn't that prominent, right? Top of C tier. Top of C tier, episodical. Not so good. Third one is the biggest douche of the universe. Oh, the biggest douche of the universe. The biggest douche of the universe. Who is the biggest douche of the universe? South Park. Biggest douche of the universe. Who is he? What celebrity is this? It was interesting. It was interesting, but I literally don't remember the biggest douche ever. John Edwards. Edwards or Edward. I don't remember, but we'll have to rewatch that episode for me to rank it. I really don't remember. Jimmy Buffett. Wait, Jimmy Buffett, that singer, right? Jimmy Buffett. South Park. He was in that episode with whom? Jimmy Buffett. In what episode was he? From what I remember, it was very episodical and not that important, so we could put him in C tier as well. Jimmy Buffett, right? He tricked all grieving people and spoke to the dead. He was in the mentalist that sucked in Kyle. He was the mentalist that sucked in Kyle. Okay, so this douche. I don't remember that episode. I'm sorry, guys. We're gonna put him in the member. All right, the Pope. The Pope pooped his pants. That's the only thing that I know. That the Pope has got 40 pants and poopy pants. And with that in mind, I think the Pope deserves definitely to be in A tier. What a great statement with the Pope. The fact that he's old as fuck and that he shits his pants. That's a nice statement. I'm even gonna put him here, somewhere in the middle, below Charlie Manson. What a great depiction of the Pope. Not higher because it was episodical, but I loved it so much. I loved it so much. Jimmy Buffett turns up to Cartman's aid benefit. Now I remember. Now I fucking remember. Yeah, I don't think it's B tier. B tier. In that regard, B tier, even above Mr. Bush. Fucking B tier. I put my pants. I put my pants. All right, next up, John Travolta. John Travolta straight into S tier. What an amazing character. Trapped in the Closet, then 200, 201. One of the most essential celebrities in South Park. I don't know if he had a reaction to the episode itself, but the way they have portrayed him, the way they have portrayed him as this closeted homosexual, it's a very sophisticated way of portraying him for the mere purpose of avoiding a lawsuit from the guy and from the whole Church of Scientology. From what I remember, John Travolta parted ways with Scientology because John Travolta became very, very concerned with Scientology when his son fucking died because of it. If you don't know the story, ladies and gentlemen, John Travolta had a son, and because of the advices that the Church of Scientology has given him, he could not treat the disease of his son, so his son passed away. And then he didn't say anything about the church because the church had a lot of compromise on this guy, had a lot of blackmail on this guy. So because of that, you know, they parted ways in a friendly manner. He did not disclose any secrets regarding the church. And because of that, you know, it's sad. It's a very sad story, but in South Park, he's such a legend, one of the most memorable characters. And because of that, definitely top of S tier. I would even put him above Barbra Streisand. I'm gonna be back in 1 second, guys. All right, my fellow friends. Good news, my cat is doing better. My cat is doing better, and fuck, this was a horrible day for me. I really thought my cat was gonna die, and he fell into a state of deep sleep, and when you would raise his paw, it would just drop down. It was horrible, man. But he seems to be coming to himself, to his senses, and that's great, man. That would fucking kill me, man. All right, enough with the off topic. I'm glad Dexter is okay. Love you, baby. Thank you, Kaya. All right, let's go on and rank the Jonas Brothers. For their encounter, did I have anything else to say about John Travolta? Yeah, John Travolta, I love John Travolta. He's a good actor, but he made some big fucking mistakes in life. You don't associate yourself. I know he was troubled. I know he had issues with certain substances, but you don't associate yourself with a church like Scientology. It's so good that we have a lot of awareness these days about this fucking trash church. It's so good. It's very... The fact that in the 90s you did not have that much awareness. So people really thought that this is a way to gain access to, a mechanism of solving your problems, of becoming more peaceful, of having a community of loving people, but it's just a community of toxic people that are gonna use your audit sessions as compromise on you. And they're gonna blackmail you, your audit sessions. And from what I know, from what I read, there might have been proof of the fact that Mr. Travolta had some homosexual experiences in the auditing that he did for the Church of Scientology, so that's why he didn't go out of it with a scandal. He did not say anything about the church, just parted ways, and now, thank God, he's not a Scientologist again. But back to the South Park character legend, S tier. Alright. The Jonas Brothers. The Jonas Brothers, that episode was so good with the ring. The whole Kenny plotline with him wanting to get a BJ, but then it turns out that Disney has found a way to advertise sex to little girls. Advertise indirectly advertise sex. And then they had to kind of revert on that. They had to do a little bit of damage control with the ring, with the introduction of the fidelity ring. Not the fidelity ring, but I forgot the specific term, but that ring, that doesn't fucking... The way they were just pouring foam on little girls, and and that girl in the crowd being like, "Mommy, I think my genie is tinkling." The purity ring, yes, the fucking purity ring. It was also the episode people believe Stan could also speak to the dead, but he just wanted people to see how John Eric could trick them. Yeah. Victims of Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse is a bigger legend than Jonas Brothers. But it was a very good depiction, but it's still B tier because it's mid. There's nothing outstanding. It's Jonas Brothers the way they are. Wusses. Little wusses. And who can blame them? They're just kids that have been sucked into this industry, and now they have to deal with the consequences of it. Such is the industry, and they were kids. They were adolescents. It was just an accurate depiction of them, right? I don't have anything else to say, right? In this regard. Scientology is evil for what it did to Isaac Hayes. Amen, brother. As Mickey Mouse returns to Valhalla. I forgot about that. Fucking Valhalla. Holy shit. Then we have Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, what was the first name? Smith Mormonism. Smith. Joseph Smith. We have Mr. Joseph Smith, who appeared in a couple of episodes. At least 3 of them. He was in the Super Best Friends. He was one of the friends with the icy breath, from what I remember. Then he was definitely in the episode All About Mormons. Dum 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 dum. Yeah, that song very catchy. His personality is very remarkable. Very you remember it. You remember that personality, and it makes an impact. And it has to be A tier. Definitely top of A tier for me. He's one of the Super Best Friends. He's a recurring character. Maybe even above Sir Elton John here. That makes sense for me. Did he have the power of ice? I think so. Next up, the legend. The fucking legend, ladies and gentlemen. Kanye West. Right away, we're not even going to discuss that. This goes into S tier. The top of S tier. His reaction to that episode. The whole concept, the whole premise of that episode. The fact that there is only one person in the whole world that doesn't get a joke. One single person. And at the end, the punchline being that he becomes the joke. That's one of the best fucking episodes ever, and one of the best premises ever. The fish sticks joke. and the way he has reacted. Let's read a little bit of the message of Kanye West after this episode. Kanye West blog after Fish Sticks. Because I remember it was a very fucking autistic reaction to this. Wait, where was it? Where was it? I wanna find it. Kanye West responds to South Park. South Park murdered me last night. On Pitchfork. Let's do it on Pitchfork. South Park. Wait, let me zoom it in a little bit so that you guys can see it more clearly. South Park murdered me last night. Fuck, I hate those fucking, get the fuck out of here, news website. I hope you go to hell and you die. Fucking piece of shit. You open a website like this and you get 15,000 pop-ups. I hope you rot in hell. Fucking bitch. In GTA San Andreas, of course, I'm not an evil guy. South Park murdered me last night, and it's pretty funny. It hurts my feelings, but what can you expect from South Park? I actually have been working on my ego though. Having the crazy ego is played out at this point in my life and career. Everything is fucking... Ladies and gentlemen, they did not write it with caps lock. Kanye wrote this with caps lock. I used to use... What? I used to use it to... Used with D, Kanye. D at the end. Past fucking tense. I used to use it to build up my esteem when nobody believed in me. Now that people do believe and support my music and products, the best response is thank you instead of I told you so. It's cool to talk shit when you're rapping, but not in real life. When you meet Lil Wayne in person, he's the nicest guy, for example. I just want to be a doper person. We start... Jesus Christ, get the fuck out of here, Kanye. Go suck a dick. You fucking twat. Jesus Christ. This is the worst fucking reactions you could have had to the depiction in that episode. Holy shit, man. You fucking suck, Kanye. Jesus Christ, you suck. Okay, then we had the random celebrity. This is from the second episode where Mr. Garrison tries to kill Kathy Lee Gifford. So this is Kathy Lee Gifford. She's mentioned at least 3 times in South Park. There's nothing special about her. From the mini commentaries of Matt Stone and Trey Parker, they basically have chosen her because of the rule of randomness. Because they thought of her. So there's nothing special about Kathy Lee Gifford. But she's still mid. She's still mid, I think. Even gonna put her in... No, B tier. B tier, we're gonna give homage to the first season of South Park. And to the ideas that they had at that time. But I don't think she deserves to be any higher than B tier. Then we have this singer, right? I forgot who he is. You guys are gonna remind me of that, right? But Korn, fucking Korn, the band Korn is gonna go for me at least in A tier. They're not worthy of A tier, but they had an episode dedicated to them. And actually, from the story that I know, they have reached out to South Park. And South Park actually accepted to feature them as normal human beings the way they are. If you remember, George Clooney reached out to South Park to have a role and they made him bark. But with Korn, they gave them a very respectful episode, and even, think about it, ladies and gentlemen, the premiere of Falling Away From Me of Korn has happened on a South Park episode. Because of that, it has to be an A tier. For me, it's high A tier. I don't care about anything else. Korn is high A tier for me in South Park. A great Scooby-Doo parody episode. The whole episode, they were very important for the plot line. The whole episode, they were impactful. They have to be top of the A tier. Korn powers vitalize. Sax player. The next episode should have been another Kanye episode mocking the shit out of the response. LOL. They did their own voices. Kenny G and Yoko Ono are in the charge of the concert where they play the brown noise. Oh, right. Kenny G goes into C tier. It's a nothing burger. He's not bad, but it's a fucking nothing burger. Not much about this guy. Then we have Lorde. Fucking Lorde. Lorde, I think I've learned about Lorde from South Park. I went to see some concerts of her and not the best stuff. Not the best stuff. She cannot sing that well. It's just pretty bad live. But as far as the South Park depiction goes, fucking great job with Randy. Very original. And I'm gonna put it at the bottom of A tier. Above Mr. Boitano. Below Jared. Below Jared. Lord was such a good sport about this portrayal. Lord also loved her parody. Top of the S tier, 100%. I am Lord, yeah. I don't think there's enough. I don't think there's really enough for Lord to actually be on S tier. So therefore, bottom of A tier it is. Who's this guy? This guy is from the AIDS episode, right? He's the guy with which they find out the formula of curing AIDS, from what I remember, right? So he was average at best. Average at best, if not C tier. He was just average, right? Nothing that funny about him. Magic Johnson. Yeah, Magic Johnson. Nothing that funny about him. I'm just gonna put him on top of C tier. Feeling good on a Wednesday. Yeah. I am Lord. I am Lord. I am Lord. Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg. Say what you will, you guys.
You cannot block me. What's your style?
Say what you will. Mark Zuckerberg was in, I forgot how the episode was called, but they could not kick him out. He was everywhere. It was at that time that everybody became aware of the fact that Facebook knows everything about you. It was at that time when they interfered in the elections with the ads that they have chosen, with the ads that they were showing, and there was this whole scandal. So it's obviously a mock on the whole privacy thing when it comes to Facebook, and I think they did a way better job with Mark Zuckerberg than with the Jeff Bezos. It's a nicer depiction, and they really got me feeling that this guy is a robot. Because Mark Zuckerberg in real life is a fucking robot that has learned how to be human, and he's still adapting to us, to our universe, to our world. Actually like Zuckerberg's parody more than Bezos' one. Yes, same for me. Cambridge Analytics. Yes. So Mark Zuckerberg, he's on top of B tier somewhere for me. Maybe mid, yeah. Somewhere in the mid of B tier. I really enjoyed it. It's definitely better than Bezos. And it's clever written to make his robotic voice into a parody of this Asian movie dubs.
You say that I'm a penis, and yet I am not a penis.
Very good. So guys, please remind me who this guy that looks like George W. Bush is. But till then, we're gonna rank Mel Gibson, and no fucking way I am ranking this guy lower than S tier. Absolute S+++ for Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson, one of the greatest depictions, one of the most bold depictions of a celebrity in South Park. The fact that he just throws fucking feces all over the place. Rockstar Games. Hello, man. How you doing? Oh, that's Maury Povich. That's Maury Povich, the guy with the show, right? That's Maury Povich. We're gonna get to him in a second, but Mel Gibson. That episode with Cartman, with him becoming Hitler, with him having a movement against the Jews. Having a movement against the Jews. It was so fantastic, and it's one of the most pleasant depictions. And from what I remember, even in Imagination Land, there was a reference to him. They said that this guy might be crazy, but the son of a bitch knows film structure. So they portray him in this one as a full lunatic, but they still compliment the guy. And this is one of the most bold, aggressive, outrageous depiction, the way it should be. I think he's even above John Travolta. Could be even above Kanye, but I don't know who can beat Kanye. I really don't know. So Mel Gibson, 1000% S tier. Next up, we got Maury Povich, the guy with the show, the guy with the freak show. It's pretty good, pretty decent, but average. He's the way he is, a dick. A dick that exploits the fact that some people are, freaks. He really fucking thrives from that. So, somewhere here at the bottom, Maury Povich. I don't care. At the bottom of B tier. C for Maury. I think he's B tier. He's average. Next up, Mr. Jefferson. Holy shit. It has to go into S tier. No doubt about it. Fucking Mr. Jefferson goes into S tier, even above J-Lo. That was such a great illustration of this guy and the struggles and the news at that time with his big mansion, with the whole thing, with La La Land going on. The fact that he moves to South Park, has this big house, invites the kids, is this weirdo. And South Park is actually pointing at the fact that he's more of an... South Park did a great job at portraying him as this infantile guy that never had a chance for his childhood dreams to be fulfilled. In fact, he never had a chance to have a childhood as such. He never had a chance, so because of that, he grew up and now he has to compensate for a lack of childhood. He's not a molester. He's not a child molester. He didn't do anything of that. There's no proof that he did that. There's proof that he's a fucking weirdo. A fucking weirdo that likes to compensate for the fact that he did not have a childhood. The episode itself is so good. The portrayal is so good. The jokes. Him in the mind, in the dream of Stan, in the nightmare of Stan, him nearly kissing Cartman. That scene with, yeah, and Stan being like, ah! Waking up from that nightmare. S+. If there was an S+ tier, I would put him there. Mr. Jefferson deserves to be there. And even above, I'm gonna put Mr. Jefferson on top. Even above Cesar Millan and Barbara Streisand. I think he's more entertaining. He has more to offer. And they just rip his blanket, rips his nose off. Fantastic. Next up, we got Michelle Obama. And Michelle Obama, as opposed to her husband, Michelle Obama is gonna end up in my tier list on top here somewhere. Because we had her in the bar episode. And what a legendary appearance. For the mere scene at the end with her being like, wait, why the fuck are we actually condoning something like this when we should condemn it? I think we should fight child obesity and fucking punch his carpet. For that scene alone, she deserves to be somewhere here in the B tier. Right, guys? What do you think? Did you have a bad dream, Stan? Did you have a bad dream, Stan? Yeah, really bad one. Okay, so Michelle Obama is top tier. That joke was top tier, but there wasn't a lot of footage with her in South Park and a lot of action with her in South Park to rank her higher than B tier, but definitely somewhere in here, above Jimmy Buffett. Right. Totally, you should watch the Spanish dub of South Park. It's amazing. I should learn the Spanish first and then watch it in Spanish. That's gonna be amazing. Actually, that's a good method of learning Spanish. Spanish is the next language that I want to learn and master and actually be able to speak it, because I want to, you fucking gay Hispanics guys, I want to understand what you're saying, because you're talking behind my back, and I don't like Hispanics talking behind my back. I want to understand that. Okay. Mickey Mouse. Mickey fucking Mouse. How many S tier celebrities are we gonna have today? It's insane. How many S tier celebrities South Park has produced? Parodies of celebrities South Park has produced. Mickey Mouse S fucking tier. Is he better than George Lucas? He is. Is he better than Al Gore? Yes. Better than Bono? Yes. Better than J-Lo? Yes. Cesar Millan? Yes. Barbara Streisand? Yes. Mr. Jefferson? Yes. John Travolta? Yes. Mel Gibson? Yes. Mickey Mouse is here with Kanye on top of S tier, on Mount Olympus, on fucking Mount Rushmore of South Park celebrities. Mickey Mouse. This nasty fucking aggressive mouse. You know, because every single time somebody's trying to parody Mickey Mouse, it's this this tiny mouse that is so gentle, that is so caring. But no, South Park is like, this is gonna be Mickey Mouse but with the character of Walt Disney, with the fucking racist character of Walt Disney, with the anger of Walt Disney, with everything that is bad about Disney. This is gonna be corporate Disney at its worst. Or at its best. It depends on your perspective, but Mickey Mouse is just fascinating. You guys remember how I was losing my shit when they have introduced him, and when he was beating up the Jonas Brothers. That is one of my favorite scenes in the entirety of South Park. They really did a great job with him, and very original idea. It's not just Mickey Mouse, but Mickey Mouse with this premise that he is this evil guy, that he is this fucking, you know, AI viewers, streamboo.com, get the fuck out of here, fucking asshole. If only Mickey and Randy controlled themselves around the bad pangolin, yeah, we wouldn't have had. But without that, we wouldn't have had the fantastic post-COVID specials. It wouldn't canonically take place, so maybe it's a good thing. Next up, we got Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman is a nice guy, and they depicted him as a nice guy. And every single time he would say a fact or narrate something, a freckle would appear on his face. That was special, but it was... I can't see him being above B tier. Very interesting character, very high B tier. I agree with that. This goes into high B tier, and even above... High B tier. Yeah, here. Somewhere here, he deserves to be a part of the B tier, of the upper B tier. Definitely. Not that funny or interesting, I agree. Next up, who could it be? Fucking Muhammad. Muhammad and his depiction and all of that. For how brave it was, ladies and gentlemen, for how fucking brazen it was, for how aggressive, for how rough of an idea it was, it has to go in S tier. Absolute top of the S tier, Muhammad. This is South Park. Muhammad is really showing us that South Park are not pussies. Matt Stone and Trey Parker are not, or at least they were not pussies. An absolute proof of the fact that they are not pussies. They were doing something that... I'm sorry, I have cancer. They were doing something that nobody would dare to fucking do. They were innovators. And Muhammad was the tool through which they were innovating. And because of that, it's top of the S tier. Easily top of the S tier with Muhammad. Maybe even above... He's more important than John Travolta. Here on the 4th place, I think we should have Muhammad. I can't believe it was such a big scandal. Me neither. First time Comedy Central censored South Park after they handed over the show. Yes, the fact that this character, the depiction of this character was so powerful and was so meaningful that they actually had to censor it. They had to go against South Park. The Comedy Central fucking gooks, fucking minions, had to go against everything to actually censor it because they feared for their lives. They feared for their fucking well-being because we're talking about Muslims. We're talking about bdish bdish boom boom. So, let me just make it a little bit smaller. Yeah. Power of that image is still relevant. I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Top of S tier. Who is this one? You guys. Who is this celebrity? This black celebrity? Is this Nicki Minaj? The tits are too small for it to be Nicki Minaj. Until you guys tell me who that is, I'm gonna go and rank Oprah. Oprah with her humongous ass stood out. She really stood out. They really did a good job, and there was a whole episode dedicated to her minge, to her pussy, which I liked. You guys did not like that, but I remember... I don't remember the plotline of that episode so well because it was 3 years ago. But you guys hated that episode. A Million Little Fibers. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And the way the asshole, the dialogue of the asshole with the pussy, with the British accent, I think, or the Irish accent. I don't remember which part of her crotch had which voice, had which accent, but I think the Minge and Gary are S tier easily. But Oprah, the full episode, the pussy, everything is so fucking good about that. I know you guys might not like it, but it's A tier and it's somewhere here at the top of A tier. Below Britney Spears. Makes good sense for me. Next up, we got Nicki Minaj, Big Butt, Nothing Burger. Do you guys remember anything that's actually relevant about Nicki Minaj in South Park? Say Nothing Burger. I would put her with on the same level with this fucking bitch. Irrelevant, not important. I think she was from the Lord episode. Yeah. So pretty low, yeah, that makes sense. Obama. Not quite, but I guess, you know. Osama bin Laden, I meant. Osama bin Laden, the guy that has very farty pants. If you ask me, he's got the fartiest of the fucking pants in the land. So, in that regard, Osama bin Laden has to go into the A tier. Somewhere into the A tier, I think it's a very decent depiction, and the fact that it was a reference to Looney Tunes, it means that the character and the depiction itself had a deeper layer. It wasn't that simplistic. There was something interesting, and it was relevant at that time because it was post 9/11, and actually a meaningful depiction. I would put him here below David Blaine. Obama Bin Laden. He saved the world from Jersey. Oh yeah! He fucking saved the world from Jersey, and then they killed him. Which was kind of a dick move, right, from South Park. They invited him, he solved the problem, and then they had to kill him. But what a great character. Definitely deserves to be here somewhere below the mid of A tier. Definitely below the mid of the fucking A tier. 1 second. Next up, Paris Hilton. Oh my god. Fucking puke, semen, farts, anuses, everything. Everything was so good about that episode in which she was the main protagonist, and in which Mr. Slave was the antidote, so to speak, to Paris Hilton. Absolute S tier. Somewhere here. Maybe above, above Barbara Streisand, above Mr. Jefferson even. Below Travolta. Below Travolta for me, but above fucking Jefferson. S tier material. How many S tier celebrities we actually have? If you remember, this week we have ranked every single regular character in South Park. And actually, we only had 10 entries. When it comes to the celebs, so many good entries. So many fantastic entries. Paris Hilton, the fact that her dog decided to end it all. She had like 5 dogs that ended it all. And then Butters became a victim of this bitch that is only renowned for the fact that she is she's the daughter of the guy that owns the chain of Hilton hotels, as far as my knowledge goes. But it's so impactful. So fucking impactful. The joke about her pets killing themselves is so horrific, yet it makes me laugh. Stupid spoiler horror video playset. Stupid spoiler horror video playset. Do. South Park is just that good at roasting celebs. And this is S tier. You see, guys, everybody in S tier, it's celebrities that have been roasted the most. Celebrities that have been absolutely fucking ridiculized. That's the only way to go about it. And except for people like Cesar Millan, you know. Maybe Cesar Millan should go into A tier because he wasn't really... At the end, we're gonna figure this out. Phil Collins. Love might not be in the air tonight, but I farted, so my fart is definitely in the air tonight. Phil Collins, fucking D tier. This bitch stole the fucking Grammy from, or Oscar. He stole the Oscar from Trey Parker. Get the fuck out of here. D tier. I fucking hate this guy. Trey Parker should have had an Oscar. Get the hell out of here. Didi, he was the one. Oh my god. Old episodes that I have not watched in a long time, and the plot of which I have forgot, but if my memory does not fucking didn't stop to work. I remember that Diddy was the one to advertise for voting. He was the one to advertise for voting and even had a song that I had to cut out of my reaction because of the copyright. But it's A tier. It's pretty solid, or B tier. No. It's B tier because of what unfolded. Only because of the fact that Diddy was advertised for season 27. It was advertised that Starvin Marvin is gonna get chased by Diddy in space, and we didn't get that. So with that in mind, fucking bottom of B tier. Had a nice song. Vote or die, motherfucker. Yeah, the PETA stuff. Yes. Now I remember. This guy, they could have done such a good episode on him being in space, oiled up after the kids, but they hesitated. Instead, they chose to depict Trump for the 1,000th time in a newer season. Rob Reiner, absolute S tier. Rob Reiner, one of the legends of South Park. And where should we put him? Rob Reiner here. I'm gonna put Rob Reiner here above Barbara Streisand. In the Butt Out episode, the advocate against smoking, against alcohol, but at the same time, this guy that's fat, obvious. Let's address the elephant in the room maybe before telling people that smoking is bad, that the fucking telling people what to do with those habits. Telling them that you should not fucking smoke. But yeah, R.I.P. Rob Reiner. He was killed by his own son. From what I know, he and his wife this year, which is horrific. Fucking horrific way to go. Imagine having a son and then he's like, "Yeah, Dad, I guess I'm gonna end you. I guess you're gonna die, son. Dad, you're gonna have to die." Him being filled with goo, precious goo, is stuck in my head. And then him making an appearance in the episode 200, which I did not understand. How was that possible? Did they assemble him with the goo? Because from what I remember, the goo of his was spilled entirely. So how the fuck is it possible that Mr. Rob Reiner was in the episode 200? And with that in mind, I'm gonna be back in 1 second.
Yeah, guys.
I'm sorry, you guys. I just need lots of water because I'm talking so much. I didn't remember John Edwards. Even winning the biggest douche in the universe award, he's still forgetful. Poor guy. I remember the song. You are the biggest douche in the universe. Something like that, right? He also liked his parody, if I remember it right. All right, next up, we got this guy that was organizing those festivals, those film festivals. Pretty decent B tier, I would say, lower B tier, somewhere here. This guy that was in the Chef's Chocolate Salty Balls episode. He was this evil Hollywood guy that had in mind transforming every single rural town into Hollywood, right? Quite a good plan, an evil plan, but still average. Still average. I left when you left and came back at the exact same time. Thought it was cool. It's very cool, but I can't say the same about my father. Okay, next up we got this bitch that Trump was roasting, Rosie O'Donnell. She was, I forgot the episode she was in, but I remember that she was one of the aunts of a kindergartner, and she was advocating for recounting the votes or something like that. A very good portrayal of a bitch like this. But I think in terms of roasting, South Park is the second best show in roasting Rosie O'Donnell. No, they are on the second place when it comes to roasting Rosie O'Donnell because they didn't do a better job than Donald Trump. Donald Trump did a better job than South Park in this regard. Trapper Keeper. That was the episode in which she appeared. I really, those old episodes I forgot entirely. Just have like a small glimpse of what happened. So I'm gonna put her in B tier. Quite average. I liked her. Maybe even here on top somewhere above George R.R. Martin. I loved her more than George R.R. Martin. Yes, it was the Trapper Keeper. Thank you, Joker. Damn. Now I got the Vote or Die song stuck in my head for the foreseeable future. That's what happens when you join this live stream. You get things stuck in your head. You get that. The Bush Gore election, third versus Giant Douche. Russell Crowe is... Okay, let's go for Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe, depiction of him being this raunchy guy, fighting everybody all around the world, being this dick. I think it was okay. It's definitely not worthy of S tier for me. The fact that Tugga killed itself, that boat, his own boat, decided to end it all because of his douchiness. I think that's very impressive, but he's not S tier. At max, A tier because he's hilarious. A tier, yeah. A tier it is above Oprah, in my opinion. Making movies, finding round the world. Yeah. This is Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein, instant S tier for me. But where? Lower S tier. He's not as impactful as all of those, but he's first of all, he is the gay lover of Satan. Second of all, Iraq, Iran, what does it matter? Relax, yeah? Third of all, what an interesting idea. This is the first time they actually chose to do a depiction of a celebrity like this with the cutout of his face and with his mouth moving. And it was the right choice in my opinion. They shouldn't have cartoonized him, if that's a word. Come on, guy, relax. Hey, relax, guy. For me, he's better than Al Gore. He's better than Bono. Better than J-Lo even. I would put him somewhere here. I would put Saddam somewhere here because he's so influential and he's actually, all of those other characters, when you think about it, they're more of episodical characters. They appear in an episode or two, but Saddam Hussein is a part of the South Park ecosystem, right? Because of his whole thing with Satan. He's a part of the ship. He's a big part of the ship, and because of that, it's easily S tier. He even got a song, yeah. But I can change. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. He should be behind Mel Gibson. You think he should be? I think this is a good placement. Then Sally Struthers. For me, Sally Struthers, there's a tiny bit that separates Sally Struthers from S tier. Sally Struthers is definitely top of A tier for me, somewhere here. On the top of A tier, better than Korn and everything else. This was one of the first shocking depictions of a celebrity in South Park. I think it's the 5th episode of the first season, Starvin' Marvin. And then she becomes Jabba the Hutt. it's just, and then from the commentaries of Matt Stone and Trey Parker, it is clear that she used to be a fan. After the episode has aired, she cried a lot and wasn't a fan anymore. So S tier is worthy. She's very worthy of A tier, not S tier. I'm sorry. Holy shit, Snooki. Traumatizing. Absolute trauma, but original. Snooki cannot go lower than A tier. She is way more original than all of those characters. And the fact that she did smoosh smoosh to a couple of kids. Snooki is, you think B tier? High B tier? Yeah, makes sense. Snooki in the top 3 of B tier. I don't think she reaches the level of those celebrities, but definitely the top of B tier. Snooki is better than Cosby and the Jonas Brothers. Let's be honest. She's more impactful. She's way scarier, right? If I was in the dark, I would prefer Bill Cosby over Snooki. Snooki doesn't need roofies to fuck me. Alright, next up, is this Snoop Dogg? Snoop Doggy Dogg. Is this the Snoop of the Doggy Dog? Who's this guy, guys? Especially for how she humped duck poo. Yeah. Cartman, what's that behind you? This is Snoop Dogg, right? I don't remember that much about Snoop Dogg. He was in the Snooki episode. Don't remember Snoop Dogg in South Park, which is... What did he do? He was in the Snooki episode, right? Snoop Dogg, let me see. Snoop Dogg, South Park, or in the Holograms episode. Snoop Dogg, South Park. Yeah, he's recording something in the studio. Some shit like that. He was in the Rich People episode. Yeah, not a very prominent role. So you could have done a lot more with Snoop Dogg. Maybe played on the joke of him smoking all the time. Smoking weed, getting high. Therefore, you know, C tier. C tier for me with the other celebs that have been... you could have done a way better job at ripping on them. There's a lot of things to rip Snoop Dogg for. They could have made him as this extremely skinny guy. You know, they could have made a Kanye level joke about Snoop Dogg, but they didn't. Rich People moved to South Park. Snoop Dogg and Will Smith pose British together. Will Smith calls him... Okay, so not that important. Steve Irwin. Steve Irwin is the top of A tier for me. Steve Irwin, the fact that he gets stung in the a couple of months or even days, or I don't remember. It was a very short amount of time that has elapsed after the death of Steve Irwin when South Park has decided to reference him in an episode. Not better than those, but yeah, here I think Steve Irwin deserves to be here on top of A tier. First of all, we had him in the Prehistoric Iceman episode. He died there. Canonically, he died there. He was chopped into little pieces at the end by that helicopter that was flown by Gorak at the end. But I'm gonna sneak on that crocodile and jump my thumb up its asshole or something like that, right? And then there was the Hell on Earth, right? Where... Yeah, the Hell on Earth, the big party of Satan, where he appears with the stingray tail in his chest. And from what I know, his family was so pissed off at that depiction. But man, they really did a great job at mimicking this Aussie vibe in that Prehistoric Iceman. They did a good job and they made him authentic. And Cartman was mimicking him. And they actually showed him as this badass guy that but didn't cut him that much slack. It's the only time I felt sorry for a celebrity family. Yeah, I can understand that. So it's A tier for Steve. What the fuck? Let me drink some water. Words are not wording anymore for me. All right. Next up, we've got Steve Jobs. Evil Steve Jobs. Very memorable from the Human Centipede episode. I don't remember it that well, but I remember the feeling of seeing Steve Jobs being this evil guy that connects the centipede into this device, into this innovative device, and the fact that they show him as this evil guy. I really liked it. No, you didn't read it. Steve Irwin getting thrown out of the Satan's Sweet 16 Halloween party for not being costume gets me every time. Evil Steve Jobs is still just Steve Jobs. True that. A tier. Steve Jobs is A tier. Somewhere here in the middle. Above Carlos Mencia and below Obama makes absolute sense. Steven Seagal. He pisses himself from what I remember. Steven Seagal in real life is such a douchebag. Such a fake guy. He claims to be this martial artist, this all-knowing martial artist, the possessor of the ultimate skill to kill everybody with a fist like this. You know that? Let me show you. I show you guys this clip all the time, but let me show you the art of fighting from Steven Seagal. The fucking art of fighting. Steven Seagal fight Russian. He went to Russia to do like a master course in fighting. And this is what he has done. Let me show you. Let me show you real quick. If only I can put it into theater mode so you don't see my recommendations. Yeah. Let's take a look at this. Let me put on it. Look, this fucking grandmaster of martial arts. Wait, I'm gonna turn off the music. Is it copyright? Yeah, the music is copyrighted. Holy shit, I played like 10 seconds of that. I hope I'm not gonna get flagged. Oh, look here. So you grab the hand, and then you push it, and he goes down instantly. Just with a clothesline. With a clothesline. You see, you grab the hand, you push the neck, you just grab the hand, you grab the hand, you push the neck, and there he goes. This fat guy explaining to Russians how to fight. Such a fucking legend, man. I love this guy. In South Park, I remember that he was good. Let him be bottom of A tier. I remember that he was decent, and there was a decent, maybe top of B tier, maybe, because he's not on the level of those. Totally, I'm calling Kyle's dad to sue you for sexual harassment for showing me this. Dun dun dun. It's gonna be the lawsuit of everyone against everyone. Karate Made Simple by Steven Seagal. Okay, then we have Steven Spielberg. Is Steven Spielberg also S tier like George Lucas? Fuck, or does... I think I'm gonna demote George Lucas to A tier, the top of A tier, alongside with Mr. Spielberg. Now that I think about it, all of those celebs, they are way better. They are not way better, but definitely deserving to be in a different tier than Steven Spielberg. It's basically the same as Mr. Lucas. The same as Mr. Lucas, with the same ideas, with the same personality, with the same rapey personality. So yeah, they deserve to be at the top of A tier, definitely, for the storyline, for the impact that they have had, because they have had a big impact, but they didn't have a bigger impact than Al Gore, for example, or Bono in that episode for Bono himself. Okay, next up we have the serial killers from the Hell on Earth episode. The serial killers were nice. Top of B tier, maybe above Mr. Seagal. Let me make it a little bit smaller so we can rank everything. There's not much to say about them. A very funny skit with them killing each other, but it was only a couple of minutes. The Three Murderers. Yes, a reference to a cartoon, from what I know. Then this guy. I forgot who this guy is. You guys have to remind me. Then we have Tom Brady. Tom Brady, I liked the reference to Dune in that episode. The fact that his shit was the spice melange and everybody wanted to get a transplant from this guy to be this superhero, to be in a good shape. And it was decent. It was decent, but not worthy of A tier. It's just gonna go in somewhere in the B tier. Below Zuckerberg. Somewhere here below Zuckerberg. Yeah. Below Zuckerberg here on the second row. Director, he's the director of something, right? Very, very forgettable. Very forgettable. But the Three Stooges. Isn't the Three Stooges a cartoon? Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, and John Wayne Gacy. All to the Three Stooges. Edward Scissorhands. That's Al Pacino? This is Al Pacino? Holy fuck. Al Pacino is like one of my favorite actors, and I don't remember him being in South Park and even being ridiculed. So we're just gonna leave him at don't remember. Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise. Fucking I'll sue you in England. Tom Cruise. Second place. Tom Cruise, one of the most influential fucking characters in South Park. The ultimate dick of South Park. Episode 200. One of the most monumental, if not the most monumental and plot important episode of South Park. And the most shocking episode of South Park happens because of him. He is the catalyst for all of that. And the closet episode, he's better than John Travolta. In my opinion, he's more fucking reckless than John Travolta. And even in real life, he's fucking reckless, this guy. Has to be here. Has to be here on top. Because of how his ass was burning after this episode. Because of all of those threats of Scientology to sue South Park. Is just a proof of the fact that they were doing something right. Kanye is like the Randy of South Park celebrities with more different funny jokes, while Tom had an epic roasting and gay jokes. They have here Tom Burton, but not Michael Bay. I don't know. Ah, that's Tom Burton. Yeah, that's Tom Burton. Now I remember. That's not Al Pacino. This guy, also from the Vote or Die episode, right? I can rank Will Smith already. Will Smith is also C tier, not remarkable in any shape or form. His kids are more relevant to that episode than Will Smith is himself. He doesn't play like a big role in that episode. He's just an episodical guy that is there to show a little bit of that new life in that neighborhood. And that's it. The priest? Fucking... This is the priest that is called Donahue, right? The Donahue priest. I wish Jaden Smith was my son. Or the Matrix guy from Stan Getting Drunk. Who's this guy? I forgot who this guy is. So I'm gonna put... When the fuck did we have Dominic Toretto in South Park? Let me actually search for it. Vin Diesel, South Park. Family. You gotta have family. You gotta be in the family. He was in the Steven Seagal episode, it appears. Not so prominent. Not so interesting. If I don't remember him, then it must have been a bad depiction, I guess. Safe space. Nah, bad depiction, man. Bad depiction. All of those are so memorable. You could have done a lot of things with the Vin Diesel. Him being stuck on the idea of family and how family is great and family this, family that. You could have made so many good jokes, but it's just forgettable. This little piggy was in Fast and Furious, yeah. Did Kurt Russell and Natalie Portman make it in the list? No, unfortunately not. The ones that made this list did not put them here. Okay, this is the Pope that takes over. He was quite good. Top of B tier for me. Maybe above Rosie O'Donnell here. Top of fucking B tier. Pope Donahue? Bill Donahue. The new Pope, Bill Donahue. That was so hilarious. And then the Privacy. The Privacy Tour episode, newer ones. This is one of the best depictions of a celebrity and the best roast of a celebrity from newer seasons. Definitely. Definitely the best one. I'm even gonna put it in A tier. Above Caitlyn Jenner. For me, it's better than Caitlyn Jenner, and it's a great representation of those two little assholes that have the highlight on them, that have the spotlight on them just because they are part of a royal family. They don't have anything interesting about them. It's just them being part of a royal family and telling everybody, yeah, fuck off. Maybe don't do that so many interviews if you want people to fuck off. Maybe you should fuck off for people to fuck off. So this list was pre-Trump season. I guess I would let's think about it. You guys tell me the celebs and I'm gonna tell you where I would put them. Trump, the new Trump, I would put him, Garrison Trump, B tier. Garrison Trump is B tier. Newer Trump, also B tier, above Garrison Trump. Who else? Natalie Portman, B tier. And they published it in their new book. JD Vance, top of B tier, if not A tier. It was a good reference to the island of Dr. Moreau. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're done with this tier list, and let's go through it a little bit. Let's go through it and see what we got. So, in S tier, we got Kanye West, of course, on top of it all, because Kanye West, his reaction to this episode, everything around the episode, the premise itself of the episode, the way he is, the fact that he is the only human in all of South Park that doesn't get a joke, and then he becomes the joke at the end. That's great. Then we have Tom Cruise, one of the main antagonist celebrities of South Park, one of the dicks that they actually hate. The guy with Scientology, the evil guy that has the power of Scientology to sue everybody. So influential, the big catalyst of the 200 episode. Then we got Mickey Mouse. This Mickey Mouse, which is one of the nicest characters ever, but they put the personality of Walt Disney plus corporate Disney on this guy, and it's just a recipe. It's just a fiery recipe of utter chaos. Then we got Mel Gibson, the guy that shits in his hand and then throws on the wall, and Cartman sees that and is like, he's trying to tell us something. He's trying to tell us something. He's the reason Cartman started that cult and that movement to eradicate certain people. Then we got Muhammad on the 5th place, who was a guy that his depiction in South Park is the most dangerous one. The outrage that it has caused, the fact that it had fucking Comedy Central fear for the lives of its workers, and the fact that they had to intervene, the power of this character, the fact that the Comedy Central had to intervene and censor South Park for the very first time without announcing them. Censoring South Park for a character has to be here. John Travolta for the whole trapped in the closet thing. He was maybe we should put him a little bit lower, John Travolta. Tom Cruise should be on top, but John Travolta, nice gag, not so important to the plot line. Not so important. Then Paris Hilton. What a nasty depiction. We got semen, we got puke, we got blood, we got dogs killing themselves, we got her being consumed by Mr. Slave, and probably she was back in episode 200. Probably because she had to go through the same road that the Lemmiwinks had to go in the intestines of Mr. Slave, and then working her way up. Definitely here. Mr. Jefferson, the celebrity that the South Park actually shedding some light on the whole situation. South Park telling us that this guy is not a molester. This guy is just a weirdo that did not experience a childhood, and because of that, he had to constantly compensate for that through his kid, then do weird stuff with kids, but not molest them. Then we got Saddam Hussein. As I've said before, Saddam Hussein, an essential part of the South Park plotline. The thing with Satan, the lover of Satan, the gay fucking lover of Satan, and the fact that he became a part of the South Park ecosystem. As I've said before, all the other celebrities, they were in an episode. They were something, an external force applied to South Park. This guy, he became a part of South Park. He became a part of hell and was killed at the end of the South Park movie. But he came back because where the fuck is she gonna go? Detroit? Then Rob Reiner. Rob Reiner, the main protagonist of the episode Bought Out, and also an important part in the episode 200. Barbara Streisand, the OG celebrity that was hated on. Somebody that they really hated. The first celebrity that they actually despised. A nasty, toxic bitch. If it weren't for that interview that she gave where she said that shows like South Park and Beavis and Butthead are responsible for the angriness and violence of the kids, we wouldn't have had the Matt Stone and Trey Parker so angry. We wouldn't have had them in their Super Saiyan state. So we owe Barbara Streisand. We owe her big time. Then Cesar Millan. What a great depiction. Cesar Millan, this guy that the only guy that is actually able to tame Cartman and that does not get killed because of that. He's the only one that does that, and because of this positive impact on Cartman, he's the only one. Imagine the force of being the only one who's able to change that little twat, that little big bone guy. Unfortunately, Leanne did not agree with that, so yeah, down he goes. J-Lo, I think, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna move J-Lo into top of the A tier, and I'm gonna tell you why after I drink a sip of water. J-Lo doesn't deserve to be in S tier because, well, she's just an angry bitch. As I've said before, if we consider the hand of Cartman in that episode as J-Lo, then yes, we could put that into S tier, but that's a reach, and I'm not gonna do that. J-Lo has to be on top of A tier. It's very nice. And even I'm gonna put her below Honey Boo Boo and Reverend and Solly Strawson. Yeah, here J-Lo should be here. It's not S tier material. I'm sorry. Barbara Streisand is a really, really old lady who wishes she was still only 45. That's Mitch Connor. Yeah. Now I remember. Okay. Next up, we got Bono, who for obvious reasons is an S tier because he was so impactful in that one episode. He is the record. He used to be the fucking record. The biggest shit in the world. The way they aggressively ripped on him, that this smuggish fucking idiot, the way they ripped on him. Of course, in GTA San Andreas, I'm not talking about the real Bond. Real Bond is so cool. In GTA San Andreas, they ripped on him, on this idiotic fucking guy. This is a good spot. This biggest piece of shit. And then we got at the bottom of S tier, we got Al Gore. The almost president of the United States of America, Mr. Vice President. Of course, the only guy who South Park actually said sorry to and have changed their opinion on so abruptly. Man Bear Pig not being something that is ridiculized, and then Man Bear Pig actually becoming a reality. Becoming a part of reality, and then accepting that might not be, for me, it's not the best when they accepted that. It's not the best. It's kind of a cuck move, but in terms of the South Park progression, very good. Definitely worthy of S tier. And then in A tier, we just got very interesting characters that were a little bit short of S tier. Like Mr. Lucas and Spielberg. They're rapey characters. Then we have Honey Boo Boo with a pig heart. Jesse Jackson with his butt out, making Randy kiss it. Then Mr. Christopher Reeves sucking the life out of babies, feeding himself upon the stem cells. Sally Struthers as the Jabba the Hutt, J-Lo again, and all the others. All the others, I think this is a very decent place for all of those characters, like Korn, like Mr. Elton John, Britney, Lord, Jared. Those are top tier South Park characters. Then B tier is the one that were mid. They lacked something to actually be great, to actually be amazing. They were just average. No big mistake, but no big misrepresentation, but nothing that would spark a feeling of authenticity when you look at them. Then C tier, misrepresented, misillustrated characters, nothing burgers, very bland, you know. That's basically it. There's nothing about those guys. And D, absolute trash. Absolute fucking trash. Not interesting. Not one bit interesting. Not one bit fucking relevant. Absolute garbage with Arnie, Elon Musk, the two sluts, and air is in the love is in the air tonight. And obviously those that I don't remember. You see, Tim Burton, I don't remember in what episode he was. This guy, I think he was in the election episode. Don't remember him. The biggest douche in the universe. Demi Lovato and this guy, whoever the fuck he is. Which of these characters would you want to meet? Oh, let's see. Kanye West, not interested. Tom Cruise, maybe. Maybe meet him and tell him to go into the closet. Mickey Mouse, I don't want to be punched in the balls. Mel Gibson, yes. I think, guys, say what you will, but I think Mel Gibson is an interesting guy. And he was the only one that actually had the balls to get out of this Hollywood establishment, to actually get out of it and try to do something on his own, and that's very appreciative. But he's still a douche, right? I would love to meet him. Muhammad, of course, Muhammad the Prophet. I would love to meet him. I would make a picture with him. Paris Hilton, no, thank you, because I'm gonna end up like one of her dogs. Mr. Jefferson, Michael Jackson. Actually, kick-ass singer. Would have been nice to go to one of his concerts. Oh yeah, this tier list's options didn't include Bill Gates. Bill Gates, the one that was killed in the movie. That's S tier. Then Saddam Hussein. I would only like to test his hiding spot. Rob Reiner, no. Barbara Streisand, fuck no. Cesar Millan would be nice to meet and ask some advice regarding dogs, stuff like that. Which of these characters would you share an apartment with? Interesting. I think I would share an apartment with Mel Gibson. I would share an apartment with Tom Cruise. No. Mr. Jefferson, no. Or maybe no. I would share with Mr. Jefferson because I'm not a kid. I'm not a kid and I have nothing to worry about. I would share with Mr. Jefferson because he would have a huge apartment with rides, with fucking vending machines, with fucking arcade machines. I would be so fucking stoked to play all that stuff the entire day. I would be so stoked. R. Kelly, definitely I would put in A tier. A tier. Sally Struthers, I would not want to share an apartment with her because she's gonna take 75% of the apartment. Korn, I would share an apartment with them because they're cool guys. Steve Irwin would share an apartment with him. He might teach you cool stuff, cool survival stuff. Who else? Jared from Subway. I would share an apartment with him, and just to see the AIDS. I need AIDS. Yeah. So this is basically the celeb tier list, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. What do you think? I want to show out Logan LeDouche, who went out like a bastard. Okay, so we're done with the tier list, ladies and gentlemen. This is the official Totally Reacts South Park characters tier list. Tell me what tier list you would like to see in the future. and we're gonna do it. We're gonna do everything we're gonna rank everything that is South Park. Which would you collab on OnlyFans with? OnlyFans. Interesting. With Mickey Mouse, definitely. Is somebody that is OnlyFans collab worthy? With Honey Boo Boo, yes. Sully Struthers, you could use her as a beanbag. Nah, with Mr. Elton John, but I think he would ram my asshole like a tiger. I don't want to feel that. I don't want to have my asshole demolished again. I'm sorry. No, I don't think there's somebody that I would particularly like to share to collab on OnlyFans with. Maybe with the Pope Bill Dunham. When Totally finally gets back to it, I can't wait for the Metalocalypse tier list. Hell yeah. Abraham Lincoln, he might constantly give me great advice like he tried to do to Kyle. Yes. Yes, and then, didn't he try to rape Kyle or something, molest? Or abduct? I don't remember exactly, but I know it was pretty funny. Is there a time frame they gave you for your appeals? Sad to not get to watch your previous videos. 10 US business days, and they have elapsed, and probably tomorrow we're gonna find out if the channel stays or if it goes. So this could actually be one of the last videos on this channel. Hopefully not, but yeah. It is what it is. The circumstances are as such, and I just farted. Yeah, this was fun. This was fun to rank. But now let's go into that app where we're gonna dub South Park. I wanna dub some South Park with you guys. But first and foremost, let me hydrate because my voice is gonna go to shit if I don't. By the way, you're gonna have the VODs on Kick and Twitch. So if you want the VODs, if my channel gets deleted, you can go on Twitch, join me there, or on Kick, because I'm gonna stream there. If this channel gets deleted, you guys should migrate to Twitch. I probably should have said that at the beginning. But yeah, let's do this. I have downloaded some interesting packs, maybe 3 of them, but let's just do them. One of the packs is actually the South Park intro. So we're gonna pretend we're Les Claypool and the kids. Thank you for doing this tier list rank, Totally. We appreciate you entertaining us. Thank you very much. I thank you for being here. I really love doing this. Okay, let's start. Let's dub some South Park, ladies and gentlemen. Let's begin.
I'm going down to South Park, gonna have myself a time.
I'm going down to South Park, gonna have myself a time.
Les Claypool has a very easy voice to him.
I'm going down to South.
No, we should be in beat. We should be exactly in the beat, because if we don't, then it's gonna sound like shit because it's a song.
I'm going down to South Park, gonna have myself time. I'm going down to South Park, gonna have myself time.
Oh wow, really have enjoyed your content. Your Moldova video was top notch. I know it didn't get really high views, but you did such a great job with it. Thank you, man. And I really enjoy doing that type of stuff, but it's just maybe I'll start doing it again. But it's just not the most suitable content for a channel like this, for a reaction channel like this. If we get the channel back tomorrow, then we should definitely think of something like that. All right.
Friendly faces everywhere.
Oh, Jesus.
Humble folks without temptation.
Let me use my filter. Set voice changer, 2.5. Pitches up.
So it's 10. Friendly faces everywhere. Friendly faces. Wait. Friendly faces everywhere. It should match the friendly faces everywhere. Humble folks without temptation. Friendly faces everywhere. Wait. Friendly faces everywhere. Humble folks without temptation.
Friendly faces everywhere. Humble folks without temptation.
Kyle. Friendly. He's more like Gerald. Kyle. Friendly faces everywhere. Humble folks without temptation. Not so good. I think it's gonna be out of sync.
South Park, gonna leave my woes behind. Going down South Park, gonna leave my woes behind.
Going down to South Park. Going down to South Park, gonna leave my wounds behind.
And we're barking
Oh, no, wait.
People spouting howdy neighbor.
Fuck, I used the filter on Les Claypool. I'm sorry, I used the filter on that one, so it's gonna be a little bit shitty. Okay.
Amber back in day and night. Amber back in day and night. People spouting howdy neighbor.
Heading on up south, but gonna see if I can't unwind.
And on up the South Park, gonna see if I can unwind. And on up the South Park, gonna see if I can unwind.
Okay. Okay. Fuck. Shit.
So come on down south, Buck, and meet some friends of mine.
Okay. Let me
Clear the voice effect. So come on down to South Park and so come on down to South Park and so come on down to South Park and meet some friends of mine. Okay, let's see how auto sync this is gonna be. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready to have the experience of a life? 37% accuracy. This is bullshit. I'm calling shenanigans on this app. 20 fucking. Okay, are you guys ready to actually listen to this? Fucking. This is gonna be bad because I didn't have the music to listen to, so I'm not gonna be on beat most probably. But let's see. I should use the overlay for this one. By the way, are you guys still alive on YouTube? Let me check, because all of a sudden, I have a feeling that you're not still alive. I have a feeling that you have died. I have a feeling that I'm the only one here. Okay, live. Okay, 19 people still watching. Alright, let's listen to this. Let's watch it. But first and foremost, let me put the overlay on top of it. Where is this? Where is this overlay everybody's talking about? The Twitch chat picture. I'm on YouTube. LOL. Where the fuck is this overlay of Matt Stone and Trey Park? What the fuck? I can't find it. Wait. 1 second, guys, and we're gonna watch it. Where is it? Where the fuck is it? I think I've lost it. Let me find an overlay real quick. 1 second, and I'm gonna find it. Let's Cartman police officer or something. Let's use that as an overlay. Okay. No, that's not the best of qualities. Okay. Come on, man. I need something with better quality. Maybe this one? But it has the black bars. What the fuck? Can I crop it? Yeah, I can crop it. Nice. Nice. And I'll have to go to filters, and I'm gonna have to use color correction on this one real badly, and then I'm gonna decrease the opacity. I'm gonna reactivate the display. Yeah. Then we're gonna get some opacity on top. Yeah, I think this is cool. I think this is good. So that we don't get fucking flagged for the video that we have used. Okay, let's do it. I'm going down to South Park, gonna hear myself down.
Friendly faces everywhere. Humble folks without temptation.
I'm going down to South Park, gonna leave my wounds behind.
Amber back in day and night. People spouting howdy neighbor.
And then after South Park, gonna see if I can. So out of it. So out of it. Come on down to South Park and meet some friends of mine. It's so out of it, man. If only I had the beat in the background to actually synchronize my voice with it. Well, fuck it. Let's go on and actually do a scene from South Park. Okay, exit. Let's exit. That sucked. Let's do the retarded Cartman. Yes, this is gonna be good. Retarded Cartman.
Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
Okay, where's my voice changer?
Again.
Yeah! Yeah!
Duh. Duh.
Wait.
Yeah! Yeah!
Nah, duh,
Yeah!
duh.
Cartman! Yeah!
Cartman, yeah.
How should I know? I'm retarded.
How should I know? How should I know? I'm retarded. How should I know? I'm retarded. How should I? Wait.
How should I know? I'm retarded.
How should I know? I'm retarded.
Yeah!
Duh.
Hello there.
Okay, let me change back.
Hello there. Hello there.
Oh, great. What's his name?
Oh, great. What's his name?
Okay, age.
Okay, age.
Okay, and what's his disability?
Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. And what's his disability?
I'll just leave that blank for now.
I'll just leave that blank for now.
Hello. I would like to sign my son up, please.
Hello. Hello. I would like to Hello. I would like to sign my son up, please.
Eric Cartman.
Eric Cartman.
He's 9.
He's 9. He's 9.
Oh, I'm not sure. Sweetie, what is your condition?
Oh, I'm not sure. Sweetie, what is your condition? This is bad. I'm not a woman. I'm sorry. I'm not a female. Okay, 36% accuracy. Okay, let's listen to it. Are you guys ready? For the fucking experience of a lifetime. For the fucking experience of a lifetime. Okay, let's go. I'm just gonna if they copyright strike me, I'm just gonna let's
Nah, duh.
Hello there. Hello. I would like to sign my son up, please.
Duh.
Oh, great. What's his name? Eric Cartman.
Cartman. Duh.
Okay, age. He's 9. Okay, and what's his disability? Oh, I'm not sure. Sweetie, what is your condition?
How should I know? I'm retarded. Duh.
I'll just leave that blank for now.
It was pretty good, right? It's pretty accurate, I would say. The fact I'm pretty good at depicting retarded people. Good that I have the voice thing now. Let's try some other one. Which one I haven't done yet? This one.
Oh, I see one. Here's a good one.
Oh, I see one. Oh, I see one. Oh, I see one. Here's a good one.
Let me set the stage for you here.
Stage. Let me set the stage for you here.
You're going to that seniors cocktail party?
You're going to that seniors cocktail party.
It's bingo night. You're looking for something to wear.
It's bingo night. You're looking for something to wear.
How about a 13-karat Panza Topanzanite ring?
How about a 13-karat Panza Topanzanite ring?
We got a caller already on this one. Hello, sir. You must be a fan of Panzo Topanzanite.
We got a caller on this one already. Hello, sir. You must be a fan of Panzanite Topanzanite.
What's that?
What's that?
Okay, we're gonna sell this ring for just $37.95. How's that?
We're gonna sell this ring for just... Wait a second. We're gonna sell this ring... We're gonna... Oh, wait. Okay,
We're gonna sell this ring for just $37.95. How's that?
Okay, we're gonna sell this ring for just $37.95. How's that?
All right, well, you shouldn't say things like that, because some host of a jewelry channel short might up and do it, and then you'd feel really bad.
Alright, well, Alright, well, you shouldn't say... Fuck. Alright, well, you shouldn't say things like that. I'm sorry. Let me drink a little bit of water. Let me stay hydrated through this. It's important that I do not lose my voice.
All right, well, you shouldn't say things like that because some host of a jewelry channel sure might up and do it, and then you'd feel really bad.
Alright, well, you shouldn't say... Alright, well, you shouldn't say things like that, cause... Wait, what the fuck? Why did it lag? What's going on? Wait, no, please don't die on me. Please don't fucking die, no. God fucking damn it, please don't die on me. The app just fucking crashed. Just fucking crashed into oblivion. Christ almighty. I'm sorry guys, I guess the app tells me next time we'll do it. Or should we? Nah, fuck it. I'm sorry guys. I'm sorry, the app just disappointed me. Alright my friends, I guess that's a yes we are Blondie. What the fuck? Borsec mention. Okay guys, this was a nice live stream. I guess I guess the application just told me to go fuck myself, so I wish you a good night and thank you for the fact that you have been here with me and you have, I suppose you have appreciated this tier list. It was a great experience. Did you play Stick of Truth and the Fractured Butthole? Yes, but I have not finished the latter. So it was a nice live stream. Thank you very much for being here, my friends. I hope this channel is not gonna get taken down. Have a good one, friends. I love you all. Buckle up, buckaroos.